Welcome to a new episode of Girl, Geek, and the Gay, the place we come to talk about the things that got us beat up in high school.
Yes.
I'm Jose.
You continue this.
Here to my left, I have the beautiful Jaime.
Hi.
And to my right, I have an empty seat because Megan couldn't make it today.
There is no seat.
Womp womp.
Maybe that's why she's not here. You scared her. You scared her.
You know what, though? I stand by that.
I accept it as well. I enjoy it. I was singing that song all week.
So
all
am
week.
I.
Hello, Megan. Yeah, that was me on my work calls and everything.
Oh, people aren't going to be able to tell if that was you or if that was my sound effect.
Stop.
So
I know. I'm amazing.
So good.
Shut up.
How you doing today?
I'm doing good. Work's been a little rough, which is a really interesting twist from like last week. It was going really well. And then like you, I got we're getting some changes, like some changes are happening at work. And it's kind of like one of those things where I'm just like, oh, it sounds like it's going to be fun,
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that's just part of work and part of life, right? It's like, you got to kind of bend, adapt, stop. You
That was the saddest ding.
Mood. No, but yeah, you just gotta adapt, right, to situations. So I guess we'll see what happens.
Bend or snap.
Or adapt, I said. Not snap. Adapt.
No, but I'm saying
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just joking.
All right, I'm over here trying to spell it out for you.
How are you, Jose?
I'm doing pretty good. My arm is still I'm still coping with now being left-handed.
Okay.
It's not great,
Yeah.
but getting used to it.
Mm-hmm.
The COVID fog is strong, man.
Is it really?
So this week, I was looking for an empty trailer in the yard, right?
Okay.
So I'm walking around looking through all the seals in the back to make sure that it doesn't have a seal and it's empty.
Yeah.
And I found one. I look up and I look at the number, and I just keep repeating the number in my head while I walk back to my truck to come and grab it.
Yeah.
So while I'm
Jose, get on top of it.
so while I'm coming back to grab the trailer,
Uh-huh.
I'm repeating the number in my head, and then I look at the trailer and like it's off by one number, right?
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, I guess I must have just screwed it up at some point. So I back up into it.
Okay.
And I hook on,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna double check, make sure this is the empty one. I walk back and no, it's loaded. And I'm like,
shit.
fuck. So I have to. I'm walking around looking for that same trailer. I found it. It was like a few trailers down, completely different number. Like none of the numbers in my head match what was up there.
Okay, you need to take a pencil with you.
Well, it's never happened before.
Yeah.
I'm usually pretty good at remembering it. I was completely out of it.
Ooh, that reminds me. How do you remember numbers? Do you remember numbers like individually? Let's say if it's like 7421. Do you remember it as 7421?
I mean, if it's that short a number, yeah. But otherwise, it'd probably be in pairs.
Okay, cool. That's what I was curious about. Because
I think it just depends, like how big the number is. Because I think it'll go between pairs and threes.
Oh, okay. Threes down.
Yeah.
That's a little 363.
No, it'll be like if it's 496, 495. You know, I'll be like 496, 495. Like that's how I remember instead of 49, 96.
Okay. The reason I asked that was, well, partially because I was curious if you did it that way too. But they say that if you remember numbers in pairs, you're more likely to remember it because you're remembering it as one number as opposed to remembering it as like individual numbers. So that's why I asked.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I was curious because that's how most of the time even if it's just four numbers, I'll try to do it in pairs anyway. So yeah. So
yeah, like your PIN number.
Yes, my garage number.
How'd that work out for you?
COVID fog, like you said. Yeah.
I mean, other than that, really nothing's been going on. I did catch up on the Superman and Lois. Finally, they put up season 2.
Yeah.
But it's only I think it's 5 episodes up now.
Okay.
And it's on the CW app.
Oh.
The CW app is not a very user-friendly app.
Yeah.
So if you stop watching something like in the middle of it, you have to remember what you were watching.
That sucks.
Because it doesn't give you like a previously watched segment.
Okay.
So I mean, if you click on the right video, it'll give you the option to resume the video.
Yeah.
But then it's just, what the hell was I watching? What episode was I on?
Yeah. I think I remember using it at one point because that's where I was watching some stuff. I think it was the Flash and stuff like that when that was coming out early on. But I do remember same thing, it not being very like user friendly. What else does that? I think it's Paramount Plus.
I haven't used Paramount Plus.
Well, so the reason, and this is what's kind of like annoying about these apps, is the reason I signed up for Paramount Plus was because RuPaul's Drag Race was going to be put on that. So, and like I love the show. I watched the show. Megan and I were talking about it last week. Yeah. So they put it on there for one season. Like it was airing like the next episode was airing the next day. And then they decided this season that they weren't going to do it anymore again. And I'm like, then what's the point? You know, like, blows. Yeah, it does. It really sucks. It's like, you know, you think you find a place where you're going to be able to watch a show regularly and on time, and no, they take it down. So now you can watch all 14 other seasons, but not the most recent season, even though that's what they were promoting. That's how they were promoting the app. So canceled it. Like, I don't need it anymore. You know, honestly, that was the only thing I was going to watch on there. I was like, what
else do they have on there?
I mean,
I know they're going to have Halo.
They had, okay. They had a Star Trek show, which I was considering getting into, but I'm not. It just didn't do it for me anyway. So I'm just like, whatever. So now I figure, well, I don't need that many different subscriptions anyway. So I just end up canceling it. It's not.
So did you like just buy the season pass?
Yeah, on Apple TV, because then that's the most reliable thing. Yeah. Even though Apple TV is not that great in regards to the way you can try to find it and stuff like that. It's a mess.
That's true.
Yeah, like you have to search it, and sometimes when you search it, it's there, like the new episode's there, but sometimes it's not. Like you then have to go to the page. Yeah, it's such a mess, But
yeah, because I use Apple TV for Ted Lasso.
Oh, okay.
Ted Lasso's a great show.
That one show.
Just that one show.
Yeah. And then but it's like it airs like on a specific date, or I mean, do they release it all at once, or just
no? I think it's like it was set out every Friday.
Yeah,
I think.
Oh,
like
okay.
right now it's in between seasons.
Oh, okay.
It was supposed to be a limited series, but I hear they're making more.
Yeah, I heard it was really popular.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's such a good show.
Cool.
And Jason Sudeikis is just so lovable.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I started watching the show called Abbott Elementary, and I posted.
I did too.
Oh yeah, you did?
Yeah.
I saw like the first 2 episodes, and I feel like Adolfo can relate to that show a little bit more. But the reason I started watching this because I saw a TikTok clip of like, if someone offers you drugs, like just punch them in the face. I posted it, and I just thought it was really funny. And there have been some funny moments. I don't know if it's like the funniest thing I've ever seen. You know,
it's definitely a show that is on in the background for me.
Yeah,
I don't watch it.
Yeah,
but I watch it.
Yeah, and certain things like they'll make you laugh. You know, like I was actually cleaning my kitchen area.
Ooh,
I know, well, it's
fancy.
that way. You notice how there's not stuff, and the audience won't be able to see this, but there's not stuff on top like there was before. Yeah, I'm very proud of myself. And it got dusted and cleaned and mopped. Anyway.
Megan would have been very proud.
I know, that's why I did it for Megan. She's not even here.
Womp womp.
No, but so while I was doing that, I was watching to Abbott Elementary, and I thought it was pretty funny. You know, like funny enough. You know, like it's kind of like a mockumentary type of vibe, right?
It's kind of like The Office, Parks and Rec.
Yeah, exactly. So except it's about a teacher in like an elementary school or some Abbott Elementary, in an elementary school, and so again, this is why there's certain things that Adolfo expresses to me, like sometimes about work, and I'm like, I can see how this can relate to certain people. Again, is it the funniest thing in the world? No, but I feel like it's a good background show for sure. It's worth to listen to.
Yeah. I've been looking for something to have on in the background.
Yeah.
Defeat that really loud silence.
Stop. You can just come hang out here. You're making me sad. Stop it.
No, but I mean, like the new Superman and Lois season, like I've been. It's always a hit or miss with it.
Mm-hmm.
With episodes, because they do focus a lot on his kids.
Okay.
And the kid that plays Jonathan Kent, like the new Superman.
Okay.
Like, he is so annoying to me.
Wait, the new Superman. So in the show he is.
Oh no, in the show, like, he's still a kid.
Oh, okay.
But in the comics now he's now Superman.
And he's the gay one, right? The bisexual.
Yeah, he's a bisexual Superman. Cool. But I just don't like him. Like, he is a terrible actor, and I was so upset that they gave him the powers and not the other kid, because the other kid definitely has more personality.
Oh, okay.
But this kid, like, just his acting is terrible. he always just like he's the male Kristen Stewart. Yeah, from Twilight.
Okay.
He is not good.
Okay.
But I mean, I really like Tyler Hoechlin as Superman.
Okay.
Like I really like him.
Yeah,
he's just so good.
Yeah.
And seeing him interact with other people in the show as Superman, like it's like, oh man, he makes you feel like, you know, he makes you feel he's very personable.
Yeah, yeah.
And he makes you feel important. Yeah, like when he talks to you, you know, he's just, hi, how you doing? And you know, he looks at you and all that. Unlike Henry Cavill, who just
Henry Cavill.
And we've been through this.
Yes,
I love Henry Cavill.
It wasn't Henry Cavill.
No. Okay, Snyder Superman.
We call him Snyder Superman, who's dead inside. He has no soul. Yeah, because Henry Cavill. We've talked about this.
Yes,
he's very charming.
Yeah, very much so.
Very Superman.
Have you watched the new season of The Witcher?
No, I haven't.
I haven't either. I really liked the first season too.
Okay.
Have you seen the first season?
I saw, I think, like 1 or 2 episodes, and then I just fell off, and I'm not sure why. Yeah, I'm not sure why. Yeah, you know, just some shows really want to keep you, and like again, like we went through Peacemaker, and we were like super into that. But it looked interesting. It just maybe the vibe of it. It was very Game of Thrones in my head.
Okay,
you know,
I can see that.
And I think I just came off of Game of Thrones as well. Maybe when it came out, I don't remember, but something along those lines.
Did you play the video games?
No, I didn't.
Neither did I. I wanted to. I want to. I've thought about it.
Yeah, because I've heard they're really good games too.
Yeah.
But no, never got into it. So yeah, it's just one of those things. Yeah. You saw the first season?
I saw the first season. I enjoyed it. Okay. I don't remember anything about it.
Yeah.
Because that was, I don't know how long ago.
Yeah.
And I think it was one of the shows that I was watching while I was at work. So I was out on... I'd be out in the middle of nowhere watching it on my phone.
Oh, okay.
Which just doesn't give the same...
Yeah. The same vibe.
Yeah.
I get you.
But I remember enjoying it.
Yeah.
I kept watching it at least.
Yeah. Don't forget, start watching Umbrella Academy.
Oh, yeah.
Because part 3 is coming out, and part 1 and 2 were really good. So, wait, 1 and 2, yes. So part 3 is coming out. There was 2 seasons of it, right? Yeah. Okay. They just blended in together in my head right now. But no, it's a really good show, Umbrella Academy. I love that. So,
okay,
check it out.
I will definitely do that. It's just so for getting the show done this week.
Yeah.
I literally finished right before I came over.
Oh yeah.
There was so much news, and mostly, like I've said before, so much clickbait.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, check this out. Like this is confirmed, and then I'll look it up, and it's like rumors by unreliable sources, and it's like, wait, I'm not gonna report this.
There was a trailer for another supposed trailer for Doctor Strange. And they had a bunch of like deep fakes. Is that what they're called? Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
That was one of the things that was on my list. And I was like, oh, you son of a bitch!
Yeah, you wasted 2 of my minutes. Yeah,
could have done a lot more with that time.
Anyway, there was that, and then I'm a fan of Pokemon, right? So they do that with Pokemon so much. My god, yeah, like YouTubers, like left and right, up and down. That's all they do.
Like what kind of things are
like rumors, leaks about like possible like new things that are coming. Everybody's trying to be ahead of the news with stuff. So
they just start making up their own news.
They just kind of start making up their own news, or they kind of start relying on these Twitter posts that are really random, and some end up being true, because somebody leaked the game. It's also I'm sure that Nintendo at a certain point is leaking the game, to get people excited about it, right? So it just becomes that. Like, it becomes like, oh, are we getting Gen 9 news, or are we getting, like an update for Legends Arceus? It's like, okay, like, you guys don't know anything. Just wait, like, experience the game that we have now. Let's talk about that. That's cool. That's what I'm interested in, Yeah. But no, they just want to pretend to get leaks, be ahead of the game. It's so pointless. There's this one guy, I won't name him by name, but there's this one guy. His voice is really annoying. And it's just focus on the game, bro. Like, it's cool, and he's okay. I stopped watching him. No, I'm not.
So I know who to avoid.
No, I'll tell you after the show. I'll text you. Oh, it's that guy.
I'll post it on Instagram later.
Anyway,
Let's talk about today's show, shall we?
let's talk about it.
All right. So, like I mentioned, we got quite a bit of news.
Yes.
We have 2 episodes of DoomPatrol, the finale included.
Yes.
And also
Season 1.
Uncharted.
And
we're going to end the show with some Pokemon, right,
yes.
Jaime?
Yes, sir. Stop. I already told you yes. Stop.
Making sure. I can't trust you. Did you take any notes for Uncharted?
I did.
Okay, perfect. We'll go off of that.
Damn it. I did take notes. The theater wasn't packed. I also went on... When did we go? Yesterday? I went on Wednesday. I was going to say Monday. I went Wednesday afternoon. I took notes. Yes. Yeah. Even Adolfo took notes.
Damn. All right.
But anyway, yeah. We'll get into it for sure.
All right, so let's get on with it, shall we?
Yes, sir.
Call of Duty combats cheaters. So,
Oh.
Have you ever played Call of Duty online?
Online? Probably not.
Yeah.
No. Wait. I don't think I played Call of Duty at all.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of Call of Duty.
Yeah, I got you.
But I know I've played it.
Okay.
I just couldn't tell you like which one.
I don't think I played it.
Which reminds me, I recently beat Halo.
Oh, nice.
I really enjoyed that game.
Really?
Yes.
Cool.
And I've been wanting to play online, but then I watch people like videos of people playing online. And
At this point,
I can't keep up.
Yeah, like at this point, yeah, I get you. It's almost like me and DVD Dead by Daylight.
You did?
English. It's almost like me in that game. Like I feel like I'm doing like well, but I'm like I see all the other people playing. I'm like I'm not doing that well. I can't get around this fucking wall. What am I supposed to do? You know? Like anyway, but no. So
so Call of Duty. So banning players doesn't always work.
Okay.
You know, people just
Create
make different accounts and everything.
Yeah.
Hop back in. Activision has announced a new feature called Damage Shield, which causes bullets to ricochet off of players as they can close in and kill the cheaters themselves.
Oh.
Yeah, so pretty much if you're cheating, you just created a cheat code for everybody you're fighting against.
Crazy. That's pretty cool. But how does the game know you're cheating though? I'm just curious.
It says it only activates when it detects people messing with the game in real time.
Oh,
I mean, I don't know exactly how.
Sometimes people have like aim bots and stuff like that help them aim.
Yeah.
You know, like it just creates an aim point for them that I've heard of.
Tell us more about these aim bots, Jaime. Yeah, how do you get one?
I don't know. No, like I don't, because I was gonna say like I don't like even because there's a similar situation going on with DVD where like people cheat in the game.
How?
So, and that's the crazy. They do crazy things like the aim bots because there's a guy named Gunslinger in the game that he can shoot you. He shoots you, or they have hunters who can throw axes. They have the trickster who can throw daggers at you. So there's certain specific characters that like can use projectiles, right?
Yes.
They use them in those situations. So, and mostly like PC gamers that can cheat. I can't cheat on my Switch. Like, well, I'm not the type of guy that hacks his Switch and stuff like that. So I don't do. Wow, stop. No, but yeah, like aimbots, things like that. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, they've also announced that besides that feature, the damage shield, they'll also be banning cheaters across all Call of Duty games, not just the game they cheated on.
Yeah.
So it'll be all every
like in the future too. Wow.
Every Call of Duty game, you're not allowed to play online anymore.
Crazy.
I have a quote says, "Going forward, extreme or repeated violations of the security policy, such as in-game cheating, may result in permanent suspension of all accounts. Additionally, any attempt to hide or disguise or obfuscate your identity or the identity of your hardware devices may also result in permanent suspension."
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Also, developers of League of Legends and Apex Legends, they suggest that they would make cheaters fight one another.
Oh.
So, like, condemn to battle it out in some sort of cheater hell.
Oh, wow. And then they get stuck or something.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
And I don't understand the point of cheating in a game either.
I don't get it.
Isn't the point to play the game and see who's better?
Yeah, but like in life, we get people who, you know, it's the same thing like in real life. Like I'm saying, you know, like we get people who just want to have a perception of them, not so much an actuality, not be real good at something, but more of like just have people perceive you as real good at something. You know, that's the way I see it.
Okay.
I personally don't get cheating either. Like I'm much more proud of myself when I do something. And again, this even reminds me of work because there's situations where people do things to make themselves look better at work. And it's like, why do that? You know, but it's just a thought, you know, like especially in my type of work, right? Like we fix phones, you know, like why are you trying to manipulate situations to make yourself do better? Just do better.
Yeah.
It's not hard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You want to be better, do better.
Yes.
You heard it here first, folks.
You're welcome.
FX is developing a TV series based on the Alien franchise. It's set on Earth roughly about 70 years from now. So it's going to be a prequel to like the events of Ripley and the first Alien movie.
Okay, but after Prometheus?
It seems to be around the same time frame as Prometheus. It looks like Prometheus takes place probably a year prior to this or after this.
Okay.
But it's going to be around the same time frame, except that these are, of course, going to be events here on Earth. So they might just run in conjunction with each other.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down for that.
I like Aliens. I liked Aliens. I remember like when I was getting into movies that I haven't really gotten into before. Like Aliens was one of the first ones that I bought, and I really liked part 1 and part 2.
Did you ever play Alien Isolation?
No, I never played. I heard it was really bad. Wait, there's a game that's really bad by Aliens.
That one was like a Marines versus the Aliens or something.
Sounds right.
Yeah, and that game got terrible reviews.
Yeah.
But no, Alien Isolation is it's a game where you play as one sole survivor in a spaceship, and you have a xenomorph hunting you. And I remember when it first came out because it was going to be on the Xbox, and they were saying like that was when they were trying to make the Kinect big.
Yeah.
So they were saying like, oh, if you have the Kinect on, the alien would even be able to hear any sounds that you make.
Oh wow!
In person. So
interesting.
Yeah, it can be, and if you don't live in a loud place.
Yeah. Unlike I do.
Yeah. So it's very intense.
Yeah.
But it's of course very fun because you can't fight the xenomorph either.
Oh, what? Really?
So this thing's just hunting you, and you just have to try
hiding.
you're just hiding, trying to. It's kind of like Dead by Daylight.
Wow. Yeah. And that's what, when you were describing it right now, that's what it reminds me. I'm actually surprised the xenomorph hasn't been brought to the game. You know.
Oh, that's true.
I wonder if they would do it. We lost the Demogorgon, so now you can't really buy the Demogorgon. He still exists.
If you purchased it,
if you purchase it, Demogorgon is from Stranger Things. So you know, in the first, and I'm explaining it for people who don't know, but in the first season, I think I don't know about the second and the third because I stopped watching. But
you didn't miss much.
But yeah, so the Demogorgon and actually two characters. I want to say his name is Steve, but I might be racist. And I can't remember her name at all. Okay, but they were taken out of the game technically. Like if you already bought them, they're in your game.
Yeah.
But if like you can't buy it in the future, like the Stranger Things chapter. One thing that sucks about that is the level that came with them doesn't exist anymore. And that was one of my favorite levels. It was like it was almost like a warehouse / like laboratory.
Okay.
And you could tell that you were like in two different, like you were in between, you know, like in the Stranger Thing. So you're like in between two worlds. So you would go into like the brighter side of the world and then the darker side of the laboratory. And it was really cool. Like I love the stage, and that's just one of the stages that it doesn't come up anymore. And I imagine it's because of that. Because I think it had to do. I don't really know specifically like if it had to do with that, but it doesn't. You don't see it anymore. Yeah, and I'm sure it's because of that. So
yeah, I mean, once the license collapses,
it's gone. Yeah.
There is a game, and I can't remember what it's called right now, but you play. It's kind of like in a split screen, and your character, like you see them on both screens, but one screen it's kind of like they're in a different version of where they're at.
Okay.
And you solve puzzles that way.
Oh, okay.
So kind of
by yourself though. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I can't remember what the game is called.
Yeah, let's find out.
Yeah,
I'm curious.
I definitely will.
I don't know if my brain could work like that though. Like,
yeah, it looks complicated, but I can totally see the fun in it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'll find the game eventually.
Yeah, let me know.
I have news on JohnBarrowman. Do you know who JohnBarrowman is, right?
Hold on. Harkness?
Yes.
Okay, him. Yeah.
Yes, Captain Jack Harkness.
Captain Jack Harkness. I was gonna call him John.
From Doctor Who, he also played Merlin in Arrow.
Yes. Merlin? Yes. Okay.
Have you heard about all the controversy like surrounding him and like stuff he used to do?
He was a hoe?
So he's a hoe now. But
yeah, I was gonna say because I'm like that's him now.
No, but
Facebook.
pretty much on the set of Doctor Who, he would just whip his dick out. Apparently.
Oh, what?
And
No, it
he
just
like for him.
I'm not surprised.
It really isn't surprising.
I mean, and it's not
not okay.
It's not a funny matter. It's not like okay. I mean, I guess it depends on who you're asking, but he's very, even the character he plays.
Flamboyant.
Yeah, well,
I mean, in real life, he's very flamboyant.
Right. Well, that doesn't have anything to do with whipping out your dick.
No,
though.
but because there's. I do follow him on Instagram.
Yeah, not flamboyantly gay, but flamboyantly personality.
Yeah,
well, I know he is gay.
Yeah, but he's just very
outward.
Yeah. And I'm not saying any of this to say any of it is okay.
Okay.
Just it is what he is.
Okay.
But he recently came on Good Morning Britain to defend himself.
Okay.
Against it, and I don't think it was much of a defense. I do have an audio here.
Okay.
So you have to excuse the echoey of it. It was not me. This is all just he recorded in his kitchen.
Oh.
Without Adolfo.
Oh.
So here's what JohnBarrowman had to say.
Play it.
Well, I don't think it's me who's turned it around. I think the public understand that it was tomfoolery and it was a joke and silliness and wasn't sexual harassment. And also you say that it was my party trick, but everybody who was there on set and part of the fun all enjoyed and laughed at the silliness that went on. We had a great time. But, there's just a red top tabloid has decided that they're obsessed with bullying me and keep continuing to regurgitate it and exaggerate what actually had happened. And also, the cancel culture, they've tried to strip my career over 35 years that I've worked very hard with and had a lot of fun in and have been very open with all of the silliness that has went on. All the stories are nothing new. They've been out there for years, and I've written about them in my autobiography. But cancel culture are like hyenas that are trying to strip the meat off of a bone until there is nothing left. And I'm over it, and I have moved on, and I think everybody else has moved on. And it's just cancel culture has gone way too far.
So what do you think?
Don't whip your dick out. And regardless, especially when you're around a lot of people, it sounds like, you know, like,
because he would just flash people, like just oh look, it's John and there's his dick.
Yeah, I mean, look, we are in a time where people are pointing out the things that you have done in your past, right? Yeah. And you did them. Like you I mean, you have to expect some type of eventual, it's going to come back around. Yeah, exactly. Something's going to come up, and not everybody wants to see your dick, like that's kind of,
I don't even want to see my own dick.
Jose, we're not going to talk about this because now I feel like I'm wrong. Anyway, but what I'm saying is like, it's not appropriate, like it's not appropriate, even if it's just you and one other person, right? And you just,
I think that's worse.
I was gonna say, you take it out, like, not that you don't know how that person's reaction is gonna be to that situation. You think it's worse? I mean,
because then it's like you're directing it at one person. And then this is one person has to sit there and react to what's going on. And as opposed to being a group of people that are just like, look at John's dick. Yeah,
well, and some out of discomfort,
and of course, you definitely do have that, but at least they're not being zeroed in on.
Yeah, so that makes sense.
Again, I'm not saying
because it's not straight. Right. None of it's okay, and I get what you're saying now. Is that it's not just straight up assault, sexual assault, but it's like just don't do it.
Yeah, and one thing, like, for him to be like, oh, everybody was okay with it, like, clearly not, because we're hearing about it now.
Exactly. You can't say that. Yeah. You can't say that. And
you're not allowed to say, what I did was not sexual harassment, because you're not allowed to define what sexual harassment is towards someone else.
Yeah. Now, and the thing is that I do feel, and I know times are different, I do feel like people need to really express themselves and be pretty straightforward about how they feel about situations. The sooner the better. I'm not discrediting anybody for that, but it's just like, if something doesn't make you feel comfortable, try to talk to somebody, like whether it's a family member, a friend, somebody that can help you analyze the situation as well, have a conversation with you, somebody that you trust, and then be able to go through the proper channels or go through the proper, like conversation with somebody who, to them, it seemed it was like a joke, but to you, it was something serious. Make that person aware, and that, and then that person obviously should not be doing that, that, because like you said, people aren't going to be okay with that. Some might laugh, some might be uncomfortable, some will feel, it's way passing a line. It's not appropriate at all. Yeah.
Well said.
Thank you. I tried.
Yeah, that was very well articulated. I'm not being sarcastic.
No, I didn't take it that way. Thank you for not being sarcastic.
No, but listening to myself, I'm like, I sound like I'm being sarcastic.
No, no, but I mean, it's just serious matters, and it's always
really is.
and it's always kind of awkward to talk about serious matters, but it's like at the same time, express yourself. Talk about it. Everybody feels different about it at the end.
Yeah, and I like JohnBarrowman. I like him a lot.
I do,
and it just
too.
It's not something you should be doing.
Yeah,
regardless. And
it's a cop out. Just take accountability. Look, I did it. I did it in a time, or I did it inappropriately.
I thought I was funny.
Yeah, I thought I was being exactly. Yeah. I thought I was being funny. Don't blame it on cancel culture. Yeah. Don't blame it on the victims. Even like now you're putting it on them because maybe somebody brought it up from that past. Mm-hmm. It's like just accept
own it.
Accept it. You're a slut.
You got it. You're a slut.
Did you just call me a slut? Excuse me? True.
So news about James Gunn. He is engaged to Jennifer Holland. Jennifer Holland is Harcourt. Yes.
It's so funny. One of my friends shared this with me, but I thought it had been a thing for a while. I don't know why.
Well, I mean, they've been together since 2016.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So funny story. They were introduced by Michael Rosenbaum, and you don't know who Michael Rosenbaum is.
Not at all. No.
Okay. I got a story. I got a Michael Rosenbaum story.
Okay.
All right. So this was when I used to work at the cell phone store.
Yeah.
I used to work in Studio City.
Okay. I was like, which one? Was I there?
And we had a new guy with us, and the new guy, we had a rush at this point, and we were the only two working. So I was helping a lot of the customers that were having problems, and he was doing his best.
Yeah.
And
he was doing nothing.
Yeah. So I got through like 4 customers, right?
Yeah.
And he just couldn't get his customer helped.
Yeah.
So I hear his customer go, I'm deaf in one ear.
Oh, like right now? Yeah. I'm like, wait, that's what the customer said?
Yeah, I don't think. Good? Say something?
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
testing.
there it goes.
Okay, he jiggled it.
Yeah.
Is it good now?
I'm good.
Okay. I really thought that was a story. Okay, pause. All
right.
No, it's good. Keep going. You want to keep going.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Anyway.
So I hear from the other side.
Yeah.
Can you ask him? And I'm just like, son of a bitch. So my coworker kind of turns to me. He's like, hey man, like he's trying to get this phone working and it's not working. So I kind of just hop over, and I don't even look at the customer. So I just hop on the computer, make sure that everything's matching.
Yeah.
And try to do a reset on the phone. And then I looked at the name on the account, and it was Michael Rosenbaum.
Oh.
So I looked up, and I looked at him, and I go, hey man, are you Lex Luthor? And he goes, yeah.
No way.
And I'm like, I knew it. Like, and it was he played Lex Luthor in Smallville.
Yeah, I mean, now I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
because that's the first Lex Luthor that came to my mind, and no other one.
You know what? You didn't think of Jesse Eisenberg?
No, not at all.
Yeah, so I get his phone working. Finally,
wow, cool.
And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna try to make a test call. He goes, oh, can you FaceTime my friend? And I'm like, okay. He goes, all right, just FaceTime it. When he picks up, just answer it with these exact words. You can start by sucking my dick.
Oh my god.
So I'm like, all right, Lex Luthor asked you to do something. You do
fucking
it, right?
do it, yes.
So sure enough, like he FaceTimes his friend. His buddy picks up and he goes like, hey, can I help you? And I go, you can start by sucking my dick. And I just hear him go, God damn it, Mike. So like he tells me that afterwards. He goes, yeah, every time I call him, he always answers the phone with, hey, how can I help you?
Oh.
So he goes, so every when he doesn't recognize the number, that's how he answers the phone.
Oh, he calls him from a different number?
Yeah,
every
apparently.
time?
So he just calls them from different numbers and always just
Weird.
You can start by sucking my dick.
Oh my god. That's hilarious. Also, that's that Lex Luthor was one of my favorite. Like,
I think it was the best interpretation. I
Yeah.
hear John Cryer's Lex Luthor is great.
I don't know who that is.
He plays Ducky. Like Pretty in Pink, like one of those.
What the
one of
fuck?
those movies. Well, I'm trying to think of the
I'm only
show he's
kind of
on.
gay, Jose. What the fuck?
I thought you'd know that because of the gay.
Wow.
He's Charlie Sheen's brother in Two and a Half Men.
Okay.
Brother?
I don't fucking know.
You never seen Two and a Half Men?
No. What the fuck? No.
All right, well, he plays.
But I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
If it's a brother, if
it's
it's not
if
Charlie
it's not
Sheen,
Charlie Sheen.
it's a brother. So,
And it's not Ashton Kutcher.
The man, the other man.
Yes.
One of the two. He's one of the two men.
Yes.
Not the child. Got it. I know who he is.
So he plays him in Supergirl, and I hear he's a very good Lex Luthor. I have not seen him. I didn't get that far in Supergirl.
Is he older? Like, cause he's like an older guy, right?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. I'm just thinking because Smallville Lex Luthor was like the same age
Yeah.
as. Well, kind of. They're like similar age. Anyway, I named my car's Lex after him. Is why I named my car's Lex. So right now I have Lex 2.0 because I just think his character was, that, and I love Smallville, but I just felt like he was always trying to be Clark's friend in that, and that ultimately like he just ended up being the bad guy because Clark didn't trust him. Like he didn't give him, and for whatever reason, because he was a Luthor only, because there was no real reason. And there was no real reason for him to not trust him through Smallville. Like, I don't think there was, well, from what I recall, and this is like a long time ago I saw it. I don't think he had a reason. I don't think Clark had a reason to like not trust him. And in the end, like, well, whatever happened, it got kind of crazy with him, his character. But it was just like one of those things. Like, look, I feel like Superman made that villain. Like he made him himself because of the fact that he didn't want to trust him and be his friend. Yeah. In the end, so I really like that character.
Yeah. I'm always a little weirded out when they do characters that are a hero and a villain are the same age, and when in the comic books it doesn't always work that way. I guess, especially where like they've known each other since childhood. Don't get me wrong. I love that iteration of Lex Luthor is definitely one of my favorites because I have not seen the John Cryer one. And I mean, Gene Hackman was great, but he's not, what Lex Luthor is. He was more of a clown.
Yeah, I was gonna say like more comedic, right? Yeah. That's from the original Superman movies.
Yeah, from the Christopher Reeve versions.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought they did it really well. With him for sure. That was a cool story too.
All right. Also, the scene where the Justice League shows up in Peacemaker.
Yeah.
It originally included Batman and Cyborg.
Oh.
There are shots with them in it, and nobody knows why they cut it.
Oh.
So James Gunn recently in an interview said, I don't know what I can. There are reasons for their absences, he carefully said, but I'm actually uncertain whether I can say what those reasons are. It might have to do with future stuff. So.
That's weird.
I think they're just trying to scrap the Batman stories. And, like Ben Affleck Batman. Oh. Because that would have been the Batman that showed up.
Oh. I mean, you wouldn't have seen him. He was like in shadows.
No, but I don't know what. Same for the.
Well, I guess it's implied though because it's, because obviously it was Flash and Aquaman.
Yeah. So it's implied that it was Henry Cavill and.
Yeah.
Gal Gadot.
Yes. Gali. Close enough.
Sure.
Okay. I guess whatever.
Stephen Amell responded to Peacemaker's comments about Green Arrow's fandom.
Okay. This brony thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
He just says, he replied with a tweet. Haven't seen it. Too busy showing Cena what professional wrestling should actually look like on TV.
Oh.
Because he plays a wrestler in the Star Show Heels. Heels.
He does?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't watch it.
Neither do I mean, Green Arrow kind of was whatever.
I like Green Arrow.
Okay. That's great. Honestly, like I told you this before, I sat through like the first season of it and I wanted to shoot myself, but only because I wanted to watch Flash. Season 2 got better. Season 3 got a mess again. So
See, I watched it when it first came out.
Yeah.
So I watched it before the Flash was a thing, before all these other shows were things.
Yeah.
And I saw the introduction of the Flash through Green Arrow.
Oh, okay.
I know later seasons I totally fell out. I was like, I'm tired of this.
Yeah. I really tried to get into it when it first came out, but it was just too
Dark.
No, it was too to me it was appealing to like I don't
Teenagers?
know, teenage girls who like just wanted to see this guy with abs on TV, type of thing. I don't know, just one of those things. Wasn't my vibe.
All right, I can see that. Although, really?
I mean, I won't get into that.
All right.
He's all right. He's all right. I'm trying to think. Okay,
I met his wife too. She's very kind.
Who's his wife?
Cassandra Amel. Oh. I didn't know they were related until like she handed me her phone and the background picture was her and her husband. Oh, okay. And I'm like, oh,
wow.
But I was trying to sell him on something and she had him on the phone.
Yeah. And
he was like, no, and I was like, bitch.
I can't believe these people have that network.
Yeah, right.
Why? Why are you spending? You're wasting your money. I mean, thinking again, they don't really know. Just a thought.
No, yeah, you're right. Right,
we don't work there anymore. So anyway,
moving on. 50 Cent is getting into the comic book adaptation game.
Oh, I thought you were gonna bring up the Super Bowl thing. Poor guy.
Oh man, like I like 50 Cent.
Yeah,
but when he first made his appearance in the halftime show, I really thought it was bizarre from the Eminem video. There is an Eminem video. Have you heard the song "My Band"?
Probably. I don't know. I don't think so.
Well,
I'm gonna say no.
There is a part where they're kind of making fun of 50 Cent.
Okay.
And it's bizarre. Who is a very heavy set guy.
Yeah.
And he just like he shows up upside down like from that video where 50 Cent is doing the upside down sit ups.
Okay.
So he shows up upside down. But he's just this really big guy.
Oh my god.
With no shirt on. And when he popped down, I was like, is that bizarre? Like for a quick minute. And he's not.
I was gonna say,
he's not big.
Like people have been giving him so much shit about being big. I mean, they're all older. They're all like a little. Well, I mean, except for Snoop Dogg, like still super skinny. But they're like they're kind of thicker. But I mean,
no, he's not big at all.
I was gonna say he didn't look big.
No,
like he looked. I mean, he looked bulky to me.
Yeah, and that's what it was. Like he just looked bulky.
Maybe it was the upside down thing. It wasn't necessary. I mean, I guess it was in relation to a video, which I didn't know that until you just told me that. I thought I didn't think it like it doesn't need everybody like fat shaming the poor guy. Like if people are like hella fat shaming him, like it's like no, stop. Like what the fuck?
And that was not my intention. Just when I saw it, that was the first thing that popped into my head. I was like, is that bizarre? Oh shit, that's 50.
Oh my god, that's
that's 50.
Nah, he didn't. Wow, he didn't look bad. He didn't look
no, not at all. Just for a quick second, like when that happened, that's where my brain went.
Sure.
But he's set to team up with Christopher Priest to bring the hero Zero to life.
The hero, the name of the hero is Zero.
Yes.
Okay.
Xero.
To life
I might
on
be saying
TV.
it wrong.
Xero.
Yes.
It's gonna be Shiro.
Maybe.
Hero. Oh, like I was gonna say, like, don't they do that in Spanish? Oaxaca.
Yeah.
Ha.
Yeah. The X a lot of times is a J sound.
So it's like a hero or like an H sound.
It could be either or.
Gito.
Like
that sounds kind of Japanese even though.
Maybe.
Because in do you remember?
Well, I don't think he's Japanese. If you let me get to the rest of the story.
Why can't he be Japanese and black? What's wrong with you? Anyway, go ahead.
You know what? I'm gonna look up how the fuck to say his name.
People
love when we Google anyway.
You caused this. How do you know what people like? Nobody comments.
DC Comics. I don't know how to say his name.
There's no phonetics.
No, I don't want notifications. Block. No. All right. I will figure this out eventually.
Needle. Huh? I'm seeing. Oh wait, it plays audio. Did anything come out? Zero. So 0.
So what did I say?
You said 0.
All right. See, you see what you did?
I didn't do anything.
You're the one that questioned me,
I heard you say 0, so I just assumed it was spelled with a Z.
and I
then
spelled it out for you.
I
And
didn't
you
ask
were
you
like,
to.
"Is it? Would it be hero in that case?"
Did I say that?
Yes.
You're tripping.
You're the ones that brought the Mexicans into this.
And the Japanese.
And the
The
Japanese.
Japanese.
You're starting World War III right here.
Stop. No, stop. We don't need that. Not that type of vibe.
While initially,
Okay. You try. See, and I'm the one that's fucking this shit up. You're not fucking it up. Just
got a
kidding.
little tongue twisted there.
A little bit.
While initially a DC Comics property, Zero's rights reverted back to Priest in 2008. So, Zero follows the life of Train Walker, a black government assassin who weaponizes invisibility by turning himself into a white man to blend anonymously into the exotic casino royale of the international elite.
That's weird.
Yeah, Walker walks among both worlds while not taking ownership of either.
Okay, next story. Only because I don't know, it's just weird. It sounded weird.
It is.
Well, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so G Unit is gonna be the G Unit Productions.
Yeah, so a black man that becomes a white man to infiltrate.
Yes.
Okay.
I wonder if they're gonna do whiteface.
We could go on to the next story. Which is why I was thinking I'm just thinking like, okay. Yeah, it's weird. it's
Because if it was a
weird.
white man going into the black man,
Well, and going into a black man. This is why this story is weird. Well, the story is
hero?
weird. Yeah, the character.
the hero Zero.
Yeah. Hey, why didn't he just go invisible? Because that's what I thought he was gonna do, like just have invisibility as his power, and kind of shift in between that or something.
No,
Then again, I don't know.
he
This
blends in by
character.
being a white man.
Okay. Next.
All right. Evangeline Lilly in Hot Water. Did you hear
Who's
about
that?
this?
No.
Evangeline Lilly. She is the Wasp.
Oh god. Oh wait, yeah. Isn't she like an anti-vaxxer or something like that?
Yes.
Or, yeah.
So
okay.
she's always been anti-vax. I don't know why we don't talk about her enough. Like she's attended anti-vaccine rallies in DC, but recently she just did a whole thing about standing behind the Canadian truckers
Yeah.
and all that.
You know what it is? Because not enough people are talking about her. And this is how we get our information too, right? Like we see tweets, we see all this. People are hella talking about Letitia Wright. But Evangeline Lilly, like like you said, very rarely hear about this, and that just goes hand in hand with how just the media portrays certain people over others, is what I would say. But then again, we also had the Cara Dune situation. Yeah. So these people.
Yeah,
Her.
I'm just.
So she went to go help the truckers, or what?
No, of course she didn't go.
Why not?
She just made a video on Twitter
Oh god.
asking Justin Trudeau to do something.
And he did. He fixed the situation. Anyway,
Done. Because
You're welcome.
Evangeline Lilly asked me to.
Yeah. No, but I mean, but she's on their side, right?
On the trucker side, yeah,
Okay.
because basically anti-vaccine and you can't make me my body, my choice
Yeah.
type thing,
Yeah.
which I'm normally okay with, except when it affects other people.
Yeah,
know?
exactly. I'm just thinking how relevant she is. Unfortunately, she is the Wasp. I'm just thinking like the relevance in regards to, the characters. Like obviously she's the Wasp and Letitia Wright is Black Panther's
Possibly
sister.
the Black Panther.
And possibly the Black Panther. It's just yeah, these people.
Yeah, so Simu Liu and Ant-Man co-star David Dastmalchian. David Dastmalchian is Baba Yaga.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Ant-Man.
Polka Dot. Polka
Yeah,
Dot Man.
yeah, I
Yeah.
remember.
They called out Lily after her Instagram post claiming it's a shame to spread misinformation on such a large platform.
Yeah, and so how come nobody's? Yeah. Anyway, but that's my point exactly. Like it seems like certain people get more attention.
Yeah, because this is pretty much all I found. I found the video, and it was like a 4-minute video, and I'm like, I'm not going to listen to all this.
Yeah.
Like, after the first minute, I was like, I don't need to listen to you.
Yeah, now I'm gonna look up
Like,
on Twitter.
I feel dumber.
Yeah, damn. People just okay. Unfortunate.
Jessica Jones news.
Cool.
So while we've been told that Kristen Ritter will also be making the jump from the Netflix shows to the MCU,
Yeah.
it looks like there might be another character coming over.
Oh.
David Tennant is rumored to be returning as Kilgrave.
Interesting.
That was a lot less excitement than I expected.
I mean, we already have a show. Didn't he die in that show too?
Yeah, but I also don't think it's gonna be canon. Like,
yeah, like you mean in relation to that original show?
yeah. So
Yeah.
I think it's just a different version, like a different universe, like the universe from the 618 universe. I think the MCU is the 618 universe.
616 is the main one, right?
616 is the main one in the comics.
Okay. So the issue that I have with it is that even though it's not in the same canon, it's we already saw it, So are they gonna remake the show and they just be like, all right, this is now the MCU version of that exact same show?
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, I didn't like the fact that they killed him off. I think it could have made him into a way bigger villain.
I liked it. I like that there was an ending to the story. And I feel like you don't get that a lot from most like shows now. In general, like they don't end like a season. It's not like a real season finale, It just my thought about it.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, like it was a good season.
It was a very good season,
and it ended.
And David Tennant was just
great.
He was a fucking monster.
Yeah, and he was amazing as that character. But now you're again, and this kind of goes back to something that you said. In the past, where like
don't quote me to me,
bitch, this is your fault. It's like you're kind of you're just reviving a character, right? And it just kind of like discredits the death that happened, because it's like, well, he's just gonna come back to life anyway in a different universe,
But I feel like this isn't the same show anymore.
But he died.
Yeah.
So give us a new villain. It's a new show.
No, I want more David Tennant.
He's great. That's not the point. He died. That's it.
You shut your mouth.
But see, you said
I'm perfectly fine with everybody else. You don't kill David Tennant.
He's not even a doctor anymore.
I don't give a fuck. There's rumors that he might be reprising the role again.
I don't doubt it because it makes sense for them. For the Doctor, it makes sense because of the way they travel through time.
But I'm like,
not for Kilgrave.
No, like for like taking over Jodie Whittaker.
Wait, why?
Like I wouldn't mind if they bring him back as the 10th Doctor, like an iteration. But I don't want him to recast him. Like I love him, and Russell T Davies taking over the show again. I can't wait.
So he's gonna regenerate into David Tennant again.
That's what people are saying.
No,
and
that
I'm
would
just
be
like I don't think that's gonna happen.
That would be a stupid thing to do because then no.
Yeah, and I think it's the thing that kind of gives it a little believability is in the 50th anniversary special where we see Tom Baker, who played the 4th Doctor as an old man. And like he tells him like, oh, you know, in the future you might be revisiting some old faces. But I just think that was kind of like a little shot at the fans, like shout out to the fans.
Yeah, they don't need to do that.
Yeah. So speaking about those Marvel shows, the Netflix ones, it looks like with Marvel Netflix shows leaving Netflix in February 28th, they seem to be coming to Disney Plus on March 16th in Canada.
Oh.
So there is no news yet on when they'll be coming in the US. But there was a promotional image for the Disney Plus
Canada thing?
No. For the Disney Plus sign-in.
Okay.
The page.
Okay.
And there's a section that says "Watch the way you want," and it's displayed with the layout of the Star logo.
Oh, okay.
So with them having that hub available.
Oh, okay. Star is not already related to Stars, right? No. Okay, got you. Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, don't know when we'll see that.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I just looked up that promotional thing. Yeah.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to have a fact checker.
What you call me?
Fact. I said fact.
Anyway.
Controversy under the spider suit. Did you hear about this?
No.
So Tom Holland says that one of the Spider-Men, he won't say who, was wearing a fake butt.
Okay. Was it himself?
Who was
No,
it, Jaime?
actually, he has a fat ass.
So who was it?
I can't remember their butts. I mean,
What?
I would say Tobey Maguire probably because he looks like he has no ass. Wow, I'm so mean. He's also not very nice.
Yeah, I hear he's a dick.
I've seen videos. It's weird. And he's my least favorite of the three. So,
But Andrew Garfield looks like he's way too skinny to have a butt.
good point. I don't know. I can't decide. I would say Tobey Maguire.
And so Tom Holland said, I'll give you a spoiler. I'm not going to tell you who, but one of us has a fake ass in their suit. You can figure it out for yourselves. I remember being on set like, wow. Oh, hang on a minute. Nah, that's not real.
Oh my god. Tom Holland is so questionable. It's amazing.
Yeah, so do with that information what you will.
I gotta wait for Spider-Man 3 to come out. I'll analyze the video.
March 16th, I think.
And it's coming out on Blu-ray and DVD, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, cool.
And you could probably just buy it.
Yeah.
Stream it.
Yeah, Apple TV or something.
Yeah, because I think it's going to be streaming on Stars first when it first starts streaming.
Yeah, and I'm not signing up for anything else.
Yeah. What does Stars even have?
I don't know.
I think they have, because I think I've seen some stuff on Stars and I'm like, oh, I want to watch that. And then I'm like, oh, fuck, it's on Stars.
At the same time, it's like, to me, I haven't been like, if I haven't watched it like all this time, then there's nothing that really pulls me into it, you know? So that's just it. And it goes again back to Paramount Plus. Like the only reason I was watching it was because of RuPaul's Drag Race. That's the only reason I really had it, you know? So if you're not going to include the new seasons on there, then there's no point. I'm not going to get it. I'm not going to have it.
I get it. I'm going to have to get it for Halo, so.
I'm sorry. I'm not going to watch it.
Oh, I heard that they're thinking about, and I think it's a terrible idea, but they're thinking about showing the Master Chief's face in the show.
Got it.
Did you ever play Halo?
I did. Part 2, remember? We talked about it. I don't mind. It gives, to me, it gives it more of a gives it more character to a character. Like I think that's what I liked about Mass Effect is that you can make it kind of your own too. I guess that would go hand in hand with like Halo if you think of it that way.
That is kind of the point of them never showing the Master Chief's face. Mm-hmm. Even when the game was first released, the visor on the box set was kind of reflective, so you could kind of see yourself in the character.
Oh, okay, that's pretty deep.
Yeah.
The only thing then that I would say that they're doing wrong then is that they should give you voice options then maybe or something, just so that because it's a guy. What I mean, girls play Halo as well.
Yeah, and they have female Spartans.
Yeah, so why couldn't they allow you to choose like a
because
female
the Master
voice?
Chief it's not a role playing game. Like he is still a set character.
Yeah. So, but the reason I'm pointing that out is because you're saying that they want you to kind of see yourself in it, right?
Yeah.
In the character.
And you're saying that a female can't see herself inside a male? Because
I'm saying
Deadpool
that
says otherwise.
I'm saying that
Happy International Women's Day.
Amazing. Anyway, what I'm saying is that if the relatability is you can say one thing, but really, maybe it's lazy.
Well, also this game was from 2000.
What you call me? Okay, yeah, I got you. It's not like you said gay. That's why it was a joke.
Oh, you've been drinking, haven't you?
No, I haven't. That's a problem. I need to.
Doctor Strange news.
Cool.
An IMDb listing. So while no actor was revealed, Nicanor Mendoza III has been credited as the costumer for the Human Torch.
Oh my god! Oh, I see. For the Human Torch.
What did you think I said?
Because I thought you were gonna end it at he's been credited for a costumer. So for the Human Torch, I was starting to say that before the Human Torch.
But I finished saying for the Human Torch before you started talking.
But it took me a second to process.
You were buffering?
The Human Torch part.
You okay?
I'm fantastic, yeah.
Do you need me to leave so you can sleep?
Bye. No, I'm just joking. No, I'm just joking.
All right, so moving on, we have the Doom Patrol,
Yes.
penultimate patrol, right?
Yes, correct.
Wait.
Oh, like, is this the intro? Okay, this intro doesn't have the same effect.
But it's what goes on.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's okay. It's not why I watch the show. Peacemaker.
Yeah, I definitely skip it.
Yeah, same.
All right, so this one starts off with Mr. Nobody getting fired from the Brotherhood of Evil.
Yes, he did. Me nobody. Himself. I don't know. I had that in my notes and I don't know why. So I thought I should add that.
All right.
Yeah.
He was replaced by a gorilla who speaks French.
Yes. So Gorilla Grodd, right?
That's what I would imagine.
Okay, cool. And then he mentions the brain, which is like the main like head of the group. I like this though. I like that we got some backstory to Mr. Nobody as well. Yeah. Because it was really good to see him as Eric, which was his original name. And like the kind of the whole scene with his wife and why he was seeking power, I guess, later on, right? Like we really got to understand, like, you know, what happened with his wife, the drama that happened there, what he got kicked out of the Brotherhood, the evil. But then again, he was just trying to be evil the whole time anyways.
Yeah.
So
it's funny though that they didn't kill him, and Millie, I think it was Lily, his girlfriend at the time. She's like, how did you get out? And they didn't kill you. And he's like, they didn't consider me a threat physically or intellectually.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, damn, that's fucked up.
Yeah, seriously.
And then she leaves him too.
Yep, she left him. Which is again ultimately why he goes seeking bigger power, right? Like he feels. Well, she told him like you're just a nobody.
Yep.
You know, which is like in that moment you're like, oh, that makes sense. This is why he's Mr. Nobody. You know, later on in life. So it's pretty crazy. It's mean.
And now you got Flex also feeling really guilty about the death of Dolores.
Yeah. Yes. There was that.
So
I'm going on a tangent in my head about Flex.
Damn. Did you just write some fan fiction?
Well, I mean, something crazy happens in this episode with Flex. You can't help but get like a little excited.
All right. So, before we get there,
okay.
We have they're tracking the beard hunter.
Yes.
And this is how they run into Danny Street, which the rest of the cast hadn't. Well, the rest of the group hadn't been introduced to.
Yeah.
So we have Larry's explanation here.
Danny, but did I never mention the sentient, teleporting, genderqueer street Vic and I hung out on while Jane lost her shit and tried to get married?
Vic mentioned it. You really keep to yourself too much, man.
Well, that's Danny.
So that's Danny.
Danny Street.
Yeah. So we have Danny Street, and that's where they find the beard hunter.
Yes. And this was where I was a little confused because last time we saw the beard hunter was he went down some crazy stairs and the giant thing showed up.
Well, if you think about it, later on in the finale of the episode.
It makes sense, yeah.
I was only Danny Street.
Right. I was only confused because
we're not.
Yeah, because we weren't there, right? At that time. So I also thought like he was just killed by like Mr. Nobody or something, you know, because even, okay, so the last time we saw Beard Hunter, there was also that giant what was he?
Bear, pig.
Yeah, monster thing, right? He was a thing behind him and then just vanished as well. But now it all makes sense. Now I think about it. So we'll talk about that later.
Okay. So Danny asked about Dolores.
Yeah.
And I really like the way they frame Danny and Danny's emotions because Danny's not a person.
No.
Danny's a street.
Right.
But even you see the what's it called?
The balloon?
The flag being lowered to like half mast.
Oh, okay.
In the back about Dolores.
Oh, I didn't notice that. That's cool.
And then Mentalo hugs a Wacky Wild inflatable inflating tube man.
Yeah. And so even the inflatable tube thing, right? Was
Wacky Wild inflatable inflating tube man.
All that.
No, say it with me.
No, I'm not going to.
Wacky Wild inflatable inflating tube man.
Wacky Wild inflatable what?
Arm flailing tube man.
Arm flailing tube man. Okay, no.
Family Guy.
Anyway, like even when that thing pops up, it it's like welcoming, right?
Yeah.
Like to them, and then you're seeing just kind of things everywhere on Danny Street. So yeah, it's amazing.
And
Like,
that's when they see, and we just hear Jane scream out, "Pube stalker!"
yeah. I love that, by the way. That was his new name the whole time for me. Pube Stalker, yeah. It was hilarious that she recognized him, you know. We also get kind of start understanding better where I guess what's his name is Niles is, because we didn't know, right? Like,
Yeah.
and then they
So
started,
Danny lets it know that he knows where Niles is, but he's afraid of nobody.
yeah.
And that's where they mention the white space.
The white space. So it's described as basically the in-between spaces in a graphic novel, I guess, right? Like in panels. So the white spaces, like the borders and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
where there's no print.
yeah. And I thought that was pretty cool, you know, like just a whole different take on like what this actually is and where Niles is being kept, right? And so this is again where we kind of start getting into the craziness of Flex Mentalo, because he starts flexing.
Yes.
Well, he's trying to get the team into the white space.
You good?
I'm fine. And
You're sweating a little bit there.
yeah, I can feel it. I can feel it. Anyway, he flexes and makes everybody.
Yeah, he flexes the wrong muscle then.
Makes everybody come, apparently.
Yes.
So this show is not appropriate for children, by the way. And I'm just saying, our show, Doom Patrol. But it was a pretty funny scene. It was pretty funny. Everybody was wild. Even Danny was wilding out. You can see the ohs everywhere. So
The what?
Oh. Jose, you're liking this a lot. I'm just gonna let you know that right now.
I'm enjoying this.
Wow. Anyway, but it was funny. But then at the same time, right? So when we get past that whole scene where everybody gets really excited and Robot Man pretends, he's like, "Were you faking an orgasm?"
So
Hold up. Why were you even screaming? You can't feel anything. Did you fake an orgasm?
What? No! I have too much respect for everyone here! How could you even... Because I didn't want to feel left out.
Oh, that's you, Jose.
yeah.
No, but there's totally that. Anyway, we get past that whole really funny scene. It was hilarious. Everybody on Danny Street did stuff. Yes, lots of it. The old people, lady on a bike. There's a dude that had a beard that Pube Soccer was idolizing in that moment too. It was a very interesting scene. So
Yeah.
There was fire hydrants blowing up. Yes, there was all that. But it was a hilarious scene. Past that though, Flex is able to help them concentrate and get them actually into the white space. So that was pretty cool. This is the thing that I'm gonna say. the thing that I'm gonna say about this though, and just because like it doesn't happen ever again, Flex is gone. Like in the next episodes, like we don't see. I guess they said something about Flex.
Yeah.
But in the next 2 episodes, so this one in the finale is like he's just not there anymore, and that bummed me out. Aside from the sexuality of Flex, right? He was a really fun character too, you know?
That is true.
Yeah, like I wish they would have brought him into the Doom Patrol, even in that moment. It seemed appropriate considering they all don't age. You know, they all just very different from each other. You know, like
Misfits.
Yeah, they're all misfits, right? He would have been a cool character to bring in. I don't know what happens next season. I guess I'll find out. But
shut up, Jeremy.
I didn't say that, Jeremy. But we'll find out, Jeremy. Thank you. But the thing is that he would have been a cool character to like travel with them. You know.
Yeah.
Just saying. To be part of the team, it would have been cool. I would have enjoyed that.
Yeah. So when they're pulled into the white space at first, they all go to the day they became what they became.
Yeah.
And we see Larry with his family.
Yep.
Rita in her trailer.
Right.
Dressing room.
Yes, right. Before she's about to go hit the performance thing.
Yeah. And Cliff drunk out of his mind in his trailer.
Yeah. And it all gets pretty vivid from each one.
Jane in the insane asylum?
Yes. Right. And it gets, again, you get to see a little bit more of their moments before and them trying to decide, because Mr. Nobody put them there specifically, right? He wants them to choose between like this memory or whether they want to save dolls or not, you know? But yeah, I mean, it got pretty descriptive for each of them too. Like, you know, you see, you know, Robot Man and what he's doing with the nanny, you know?
Yeah.
And he's just saying,
What's
like,
he
to
doing?
himself, he's having sex with her.
I have Cliff talks himself out of it during sex. During the sex.
Yes, during it. Her head, it didn't look comfortable. I mean, no, excuse me, not the head she was giving, but like when she was laying at the edge of the bed.
Wow.
It just looked like she's gonna hurt herself. Poor girl. Chill, relax. Anyway,
That happened.
or scoot further into the bed.
Give your neck some support, woman.
Oh my god! But Rita kind of goes through her emotions of, you know, she's become a better person. Or they said, yeah, she's become a better person to herself. Which, yeah, she's done a lot of growing in the show.
And they all do come to the realization that they were shit before they became what they became.
Yeah. They saw themselves that way, right? Because even Larry was down on himself because he wasn't able to be
Yeah,
himself.
because Larry was always torturing himself.
Yeah.
Because of hiding who he was, who he is. Robot Man was definitely not a good person.
Yeah.
He was just an alcoholic womanizer.
Right.
And we have Rita, who was just a cunt.
Yeah. Yeah, she was super judgmental, you know, was doing everything for herself, you know, to put herself ahead. I mean, Larry wasn't a bad person. He was just he wasn't able to be himself.
Yeah.
So yeah. We do
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say we also see kind of flashes of Cyborg. Does that happen too? Or it says Niles had to help Cyborg's dad save Cyborg at a point. Oh, because they started talking about that.
Oh yeah, that was I have a little further down because I also have Hammerhead and Jane are conflicting.
Oh,
because
that's
Jane
right.
wants to keep some control, but the rest of the personalities also want out.
Yeah. Because they're all trying to. Well, especially Hammerhead was trying to just be all.
Yeah.
You know, in control.
Trying to get out of that room.
Yep.
And she also makes it known, like Hammerhead also makes it known that the reason that they exist even is for the little girl, to protect the girl.
Yeah.
But yeah, like what you were talking about, Vic's dad realized that he could only save one of them.
Yeah.
And now it's made it clear that Vic is the only candidate.
Yeah. And it was between. So yeah, mom and Vic were both hurt.
Yeah.
In that moment, and yeah, that Vic could be the only one that saved. And I mean, obviously it's a really tough choice even then to make too, you know. So it was pretty gruesome, that decision that he had to make. So
yeah, but he also admits that he messed with his memories.
Yeah. He got him to blame himself for mom dying, right? Yeah. By repeating, what story was it though? The part where he threw the stuff? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Basically, and it wasn't even, he didn't even mess with like implanted memories, just repeating something enough to where that's how he remembers it.
Yeah. So, and then I remember Vic saying something really powerful, something along the lines of like, you didn't even add memories to my cyborg part. You just made up memories to my real self type of thing, you know. It was something along those lines. Can't remember the exact quote. Do you have it?
No, I do not.
Okay, well, he says something along those lines, where it's like you didn't even mess with my cyborg brain, you messed with my real brain, you know, and kind of made him blame himself for this whole situation. And yeah, of course, Vic is super upset.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, right after that, he leaves to go look for the DoomPatrol, his friends.
Yep, because those are the only people he could trust. He said, yeah.
So now, while they're all in the white space, they all decided to leave these faux lives that they were given.
Yeah.
And now they all come to face. They find the chief. Oh, they get lost first, right, in that white space until Rita starts narrating.
Oh, that's right. She takes over.
Yeah,
and I thought that was pretty cool. Again, she's become like that like the most grounded probably of them that can help them all, you know, come together again. She's been like that mother figure for sure. Yeah.
And then they find the chief.
Yep. They find the chief.
Yeah. And then that's when Nobody comes out, and then Dr. Harrison makes an appearance and starts talking to Nobody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Classic delusional personality caused by inferiority complex.
Yeah.
And you got he's just like us. Like, he's a loser.
Yeah. They call him a dweeb at a certain point.
Like,
Too.
they all start feeling bad for him.
Yeah. And he's like, I don't need your pity, right? He just wants to be evil and he can't.
And that's when he gets shot from behind.
Yes. all we see is like flames, like kind of orangey red flames from him because he's already
Iron
white.
Man.
Superior Iron Man.
Yes.
And we see Vic behind him, and that's when I guess what happened. Did they all go back
we
to
get
normal?
the booyah. Don't forget the booyah.
Did you say that?
Yes.
Oh, I missed that part. Was I sleeping?
So they end up in the mansion again, and they're going towards a meeting.
Yes. Now, I thought this was really cool. The first time that they showed up, because I like how the original Doom Patrol's colors were like red and white, their uniforms. So they all kind of had their own versions of that on. And I
didn't notice that.
You didn't notice that?
No.
You didn't notice that, like in this one with the new Doom Patrol. So Rita had a red and white dress on. I'm gonna say, because it was mostly red, but it had like white cubes kind of going around the chest. What's his name? Larry had red pants. He had his trench coat, but he also had a white and red collared shirt. Jane had a hoodie, but it was kind of lined up with red and white. I was gonna say Cyborg. Yeah, Cyborg.
Cyborg had the tracksuit.
The tracksuit, the red and white tracksuit.
Yeah, that I do remember.
Yeah, and then the Robot Man had a red T-shirt underneath that said something. I can't remember what it said exactly. But yeah, they all had like the new Doom Patrol. Well, they all had the Doom Patrol colors.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, it was really cool. Like I enjoyed that a lot because it was a cool callback to the original Doom Patrol. And I was like, oh, cool. Like that's it. They're done. Right. And or they're set up, and then Niles is there trying to help, there's some mission came
There's
up.
a disturbance.
Yeah.
And I really laughed at Robot Man going, I speak robot, and then talking to him in English.
Yeah.
It just made me laugh so hard.
Yeah.
And he's like, are you friend or foe? He throws it, foe as fuck.
And they all get set on fire, right?
Yes, so, they get set, they just start dying in just different ways because they go in a time loop.
Yeah, and okay, so the first few times, like you could figure out right away that it was a time loop, right? When they started over and then they died differently. I think they overdid it a little bit with the time loops, or maybe even though it was a little bit shorter every time, it just still felt long every time, So every time that they went through the loop, the first initial 3 loops that they did was just so overextended, and then it just kept getting repeated and them dying all the time. I did think that they overdid that a little bit, and that's kind of what I was like, okay, that was boring, but
you didn't have an extra 3 minutes to kill.
No, you didn't need to see them dying so many. I mean, it could have been done maybe a little bit faster for me. I don't know. That's the only thing I can. But anyway, they were in a loop. It was a little bit long for me. It didn't do
so
that. So
Cyborg shows up then, causing nobody to reveal himself.
Yeah,
and
the real Cyborg.
Yeah, and then that's when so nobody was playing as Cyborg.
Yeah,
and so he takes them back to the white space, and we get to tell them the truth, Niles.
Yes, over and over. Yes,
Niles finds out that. Niles reveals that he is the one responsible for everything that's happened to each of them.
Yeah, for all of them becoming who they became.
Yeah, and that's how this episode ends.
Yep.
So moving on to the next episode, EzekielPatrol.
Yes. We get a lot of understanding in this episode in regards to like a lot of the stuff that's been happening through the show. So yeah. So
we get Niles. Well, it starts off right where the last episode left off, with Niles talking to the group about why he did what he did and his need for immortality.
Yeah.
Jane goes after him. Well, first Robot Man tries to, and I think Rita stops him. Somebody stops him, and then Jane kind of like lunges at Chief.
Yeah, and then she gets frozen in time, right?
She gets frozen.
Yeah. Because obviously Niles just confessed that he's the reason why they all are. Even nobody, like he made Eric Morton into nobody. So, he pretty much destroyed all of their lives at that point. I mean, they were all kind of destroying themselves, you know. So, I guess that's the point. Yeah, but see, they even realized it in their little time. I mean, in their own memories that they did, you know. Even though it's their fault, it's his fault that they all became, you know, they were all kind of going down bad roads, you know.
Yeah.
So, we get a flashback to 1961, the ant farm.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, and then Rita and Larry were showing. Wait, what?
Well, we see Joshua as part of the ant farm there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because that's the place where they're in the ant farm, and Niles is talking to Joshua, right?
Yeah, and they're talking about Larry, and it shows that Joshua does have a conscience because they're talking about everything they're doing to Larry at that point.
Yeah. And then this is when they point out that Rita and Larry weren't showing signs of aging, which is why they were being picked specifically for that, right? Yeah. He's in search of immortality, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he wants. He's looking for immortality.
Yeah.
And
we get the present day Larry and Rita. They're living together.
Mm-hmm.
They it's like, because it's supposed to be 6 months after.
Yeah.
Like after they decided to like leave the chief and basically forget him. So they kind of moved on. One of them was a teacher. Rita was a teacher,
a drama teacher,
and she's being treated like shit by some 13-year-old
That was so
kids.
weird though. That you gave that kid a boner. she was
inappropriate.
Yeah. Oh, very much so.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous.
Yeah. Not everybody's gonna feel that same way, Jose.
Yeah, you're very
especially
much.
In like performance. Well, no, I'm saying like on stage for everybody, for you to present. Anyway,
definitely front and center.
He started saying, this is when Larry starts, I guess, practicing with negative, but the way he releases negative is like negative spirit release. It's he does say that.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of like, it was like almost like
all
transformation.
20 seconds.
But it's almost like transformation power or some shit like that. I don't know, you know, like it was very kind of
when the twin powers activate.
Yeah, like it was that. And I don't know if it was necessary either for him to do it that way. Or do those words help?
I have no idea.
Okay.
So now we get another flashback to 1976.
Doom Manor.
This is where they mentioned the Immortus Initiative.
Yes.
And they bring him Jane's file.
Yep. Which is the next test subject. Excuse me. Mm-hmm. Jane is the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they talk about Jane a little bit and how she has multiple personality disorder. But that same thing, she's not like aging. And again, part of why they're following these specific people. Mm-hmm. Was there something else specific in that moment that they talked about with Jane?
No, because I think after that it just comes to present day when Jane comes after Joshua.
Yeah. She wants to know if he knew the whole situation. Yeah. And he did.
Yeah, he admits like he knew. But he has a drug, an opiate, for metahuman powers, and he's just telling her how they could apply it, but it has to be very, very carefully, and she has to be monitored. Yeah. And she just takes it and goes.
Swipes it and runs.
Yeah.
Exactly. They show her in like some type of like rundown. I guess it ends up being a bus or something.
Well, she's in the DoomPatrol bus, isn't she?
Is she?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So she's in the rundown DoomPatrol bus, and she like straight up like it looks like she overdoses it. Yeah, like she exactly. It looks like she just like straight up. And do they also show? No, well, she just shoots it up. That's it.
Yeah, well, I think afterwards they show how high she is in her mind.
Yeah.
And just laying down and all her personalities laying down with her.
Coming
and just
down
kind
next
of,
to her. Yeah. It was pretty crazy, too. I thought you were going to start seeing, like, some of them disappear, like, through that. Because, again, it's kind of, it's to cancel out the metahuman
they're
power.
They're just being quieted down.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he says. He goes, like, it'll quiet everything down.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, so they're all just laying in that field in front of the lake. That was pretty crazy scene.
Yeah, and then we go to 1988 and see Cyborg's mom coming to see Niles and finding Cliff's brain.
Yeah.
And we get Niles talking about how it wasn't supposed to happen the way it happened.
Yeah.
So the crash was supposed to be on the racetrack. Mm-hmm. So in that scene where we see Cliff go under the car, like that was supposed to be what put him in the. But instead, it ended up happening with his wife and kid in the car.
Well, he ended up causing it with his wife and the kid, right? Because Niles is the one that's causing all these things. It was just crazy to. I mean, he obviously Niles felt bad about killing his family or killing his wife.
Yeah.
But it's like the extent of what he's going to become immortal, you know, or to find a way to live longer, you know. And he was really obviously very torn up about it, but not torn up enough to stop. You know, he was still continuously doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so she mentions how she's a mentor and a friend to Niles as well.
Yeah.
And he tells her, like, hey, I'm about to tell you something, but once I do, like, are you still going to be my friend? Mm-hmm. And then we flash forward to Robot Man at a lunch truck, bringing Jane food.
Yeah. Because he found her. He's the one that found her, right? Overdose too. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's just bringing her food.
Yeah. He's still trying to have a connection to her somehow.
Yeah, because he does see her like a daughter.
Yeah, it's true.
And then we go back to 2014, Star Labs, where Victor's dad is putting him back together.
Yeah, and then Niles is trying to convince his dad that it should be Cyborg to go.
Yeah.
With, you know.
So during that, we do have a speech that Silas gives. I'm gonna play that for you right now.
Cool.
You think you have any standing to lecture me about family? I just put my son back together. My son! And you think that you and I are the same? You think what you did and what I did are the same? This wasn't some experiment. I turned my sweet, affable, athletic, charming, delicious boy into a freak of nature. I did it out of love. Why the hell did you do it, Niles? To those people?
All right, so first off, don't call your kid delicious.
I was gonna say, did he say delicious? I honestly, the first time I heard that, I was like, I heard that wrong. There's no way he said delicious. Like, what did that mean to him?
I don't know. But
He did say delicious.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Cyborg's nightmare, though.
Yeah,
That was just intense and creepy. Like, he's just operating on himself and pulling bones out and just...
Yeah, the way he even remembers his dad kind of doing it, though,
Yeah.
too, right? I did. When I saw it again, I was like, oh, why is he, like, reliving this again? It was pretty intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we go and see the Doomsday Cockroach again.
Yeah, that fucking cockroach. Yeah, he's talking to... Well, he ends up talking to... Who does he talk to?
Mr. Nobody.
Mr. Nobody, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's when he remembers there's someone else and brings forth Admiral Whiskers.
Yes. So Admiral Whiskers, that Doomsday roach... Ezekiel, which is why it's called Ezekiel. And this whole that whole interaction between the three of them was crazy because right now, Nobody is like, well, I already accomplished my life's goal, right?
Yeah.
Like I wanted to destroy Niles' life, and because of what he did to me, and it was just like that roach just going off and off. I'm like, I was sent to you by father, and he was like, who's father?
Yeah.
But yeah, and then they summon Admiral Whiskers, who was just back there for vengeance again.
Yeah, they all come together to form the Brotherhood of Dangerous Animals.
Which Nobody wasn't even an animal.
Like that kind of makes me think.
Yeah.
There really haven't been villains in this show, huh?
And so this is where it kind of like, what happened with Nobody? Like, why did he not end up being the ultimate villain? And I only say that because these three end up forming a group because...
And it's funny that Nobody gets kicked out of that group too.
Yeah. Later on.
Yeah.
But it was just it kind of got a little like off the train a little bit. Like we were in a good place with Nobody, right? Great villain. I feel like he was a great villain through most of it, right? He was manipulating them. He was also trying to make them better or something because we found out why, right? Like he wanted to, his goal was to destroy Niles, right?
Yeah.
So why didn't we continue just that? So it was, by the way, the hovering roach, disgusting, absolutely gross. Like when he kind of hovered up onto Nobody and he just crawled in his chest. So quick story. When I was in Arizona, I would go to Arizona for the summers, and Arizona has like giant roaches. They're like, you know, like the small roaches from here, except they're like giant.
They're just not small.
They're not small at all. So I was gonna shower one day and I saw you could so I saw one and it was crawling up the wall and I was like, oh man, this is gonna be weird. I can't do it, right? So I was just waiting and I was like, all right, let me just wait a little bit. Anyway, tell me why this motherfucker decides to jump off the wall and hover downward. I was like, oh, it was so gross. It freaked me out. It was the worst. This gave me flashbacks of that.
So on that
Yes.
just reminded me of a story.
Uh-huh.
I ran into one of those roaches one time.
Yeah.
And it was enormous. And I went to kill it, right?
Oh.
And like as soon as I got close to it, it just flew away. What the fuck? And I was like, what the fuck? Like this thing's got wings.
Yeah.
So I told my coworker about it and the next day I was like, hey man, my watch already has like 3,000 steps on it. I don't even know how it happened. He goes like, the fucking roach took your watch. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so back to the show.
Yeah. I love Chumbawambas. I get knocked down.
Yeah, so the disembodied singing and
Yeah.
we see Dr. Harrison slap Jane out of her high.
Yeah.
Then we get some Chumbawamba.
Was that Dr. Harrison?
I think it was Dr. Harrison.
I don't think it was Dr. Harrison because Dr. Harrison had white hair. She had like
I mean, who else would that have been though?
that's a good point now that you say it, because we never actually saw Dr. Harrison though, huh? Like inside of her.
And I looked.
Stop. Okay, but did this Dr. Harrison have gray hair?
I didn't see.
Okay, I thought it was just a different doctor.
Somebody slapped her out of her
Yeah,
high.
yeah.
But then, do you hear Chumbawamba? You
Yeah.
want to go fuck up whoever's playing it?
Robot man.
So we find out that nobody has taken Danny,
Yep.
and Miles mentions that
Niles.
the reason Niles mentions his daughter and the reason he created the rest of the Doom Patrol.
Yeah, yeah. So he says how his daughter was special, right? And that basically he just wanted to be able to live a day longer than her so that he can protect her
Yeah.
all his life. And you're right. Like, so it turns out Danny the Street was captured by Niles, but that also meant that his daughter was there.
Yeah, or nobody.
Nobody. Wait, what?
It's captured by nobody.
Who did I say? Niles?
Niles.
Okay, I meant nobody.
Yeah,
Sorry.
so we get he's asking the Doom Patrol for help, and
Yeah.
Robot Man is just like, if you could make a time machine and take me back, then I'll help you. Otherwise, fuck you.
Yeah.
But then Rita steps up again. She's the one that's like, hey, like, you know, I'll help. And then Jane, of course, you know,
Did it for Danny.
yeah,
and
I'm
daughter.
doing it for Danny and your daughter. And then Larry's like, I don't get a say in it. And then we get this hilarious interaction by Robot Man.
Great! Now I'm the fucking asshole if I don't walk into the fucking painting. Of course I'm gonna fucking walk into the fucking painting. Because let's be honest, who the fuck else is enough of a fucking asshole to walk into a fucking painting? Let's go!
Oh my god.
I love this thing.
Yeah, it's hilarious. So they all do go into the painting, and this is where I asked myself, where the fuck is Flex? And right away when I asked myself that, we got an answer. Flex took everybody on Danny Street, all of them to safety.
Yeah.
Apparently. So he just teleported them. But I was sad because like no Flex.
So I have here, like, this show's a goddamn fever dream.
And it got worse here because we also got a giant fucking roach.
Yeah.
The Ezekiel has taken over Danny Street in this alternate painting
Yeah.
world.
So it shows that Beard Hunter gave up all the information for the beards of Da Vinci, ZZ Top, and I didn't get the other ones.
There was one that Lincoln. He mentioned Lincoln in the
was that the
beginning.
other one?
Lincoln was the first one, then Da Vinci, then ZZ Top. There might have been one more, but I can't remember who it was. Yeah, but he sold out Danny Street and sold them out because he knew that Niles' daughter was there too,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
And now when they're trying to rally, I guess, we get a speech by Victor.
Inside the heart of a sentient street. It's not a magic painting with a giant ass cockroach, a guy who hunts beards,
And an interdimensional fuck up.
So that's a group.
Yeah.
An interdimensional cockroach. Wait, an interdimensional fuck up.
Fuck up, yeah.
Which is nobody. At that point, he's all defeated. He got kicked out of the Brotherhood
animals.
of Evil. I mean, of the what was it called?
Brotherhood of Animals?
No, the Brotherhood of Dangerous Animals.
Dangerous Animals. Which again, okay, so again, nobody ends up not being the villain, you know?
Yeah.
It ends up being Ezekiel, who's this roach that's just, attacking the Danny Street. And then Admiral Whiskers, same thing. They betrayed him.
Robot Man.
Yes.
Yeah. So Rita starts reasoning with nobody about taking back his narration.
Yeah.
And then we see Ezekiel eat Cyborg and Rita.
Yeah.
So the whole time when Cliff is like he's in Admiral Whisker's stomach.
Yeah.
Like I thought he was crawling out of his asshole. Like that's where I thought he was crawling out of.
That happened in Gears of War.
Yes, it does. You're right.
Yeah. It was. Yeah, they went inside of. And then then it just got crazy, right?
Yeah.
Because nobody's narrating. For some reason, he narrates that the roach gets into starts.
Well, because he needs Cliff to get inside the cockroach.
I mean, why didn't they just fuck then at that point?
Well, I mean, I will read you the line.
Oh God!
I want to spread you like the plague, Daddy.
Oh my God!
He's into it for some ratatouille.
Yeah. I did have that one too. The roach and the rat start making out, and that's how Cliff eventually dives into the roach's
From one mouth to the other.
Yeah, it got weird. It got bonkers. Well, the show is bonkers in general, but yeah, yeah. Negative was over there creating he was creating a portal back to their world.
Yeah, and it was
or what was that?
Yeah,
I think about it.
The reason. So it had something to do with radiation. Okay. Like that's really all I know, because that's the reason they went into the cockroach, because a cockroach could survive the radiation.
Oh, that's right. And,
and we also get Beard Hunter asking nobody hey, all right, so I get they're going into the cockroach to survive the radiation. What's gonna happen to us?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh fuck.
Yeah, they both. That's it, right?
Yeah, they both are stuck in the painting still.
Yeah. So the last thing that we really see is we see a brick of Danny, right? So I'm assuming that's what's left of Danny at this point. Maybe. I don't know how it worked, because we didn't really get details afterwards.
Yeah.
We see them. We see the roach. It's still alive. But Cyborg just cuts him open and he dies. Yeah. Right. And that's where Cyborg comes out. They all come out of him basically, right? Including Niles, including apparently Dorothy Spinner, right? Was that her name?
I didn't.
Okay,
her name was Dorothy. Right?
I remember Dorothy. I thought her Spinner. I'm not sure. And that was just kind of the end of it, Yeah. We didn't even see his daughter. I thought she was gonna be somebody more important, and
maybe.
I mean, the ending was not. Maybe the best ending. It does look like we might get some additional explanations next episode in season 2, just based on the little icon that I saw. But I don't know. What did you think about the ending overall?
I liked it.
Yeah,
I had no issues with it.
Yeah.
It got really weird.
It got really weird. Yeah,
I think it all fit.
Yeah,
it all. Although it was so weird, it was like, all right, this is still not out of the realm of possibilities in this show,
because it's been the show all along. Yeah,
exactly.
Makes sense. It makes sense. Yeah, I agree. I wanted an actual ending to the season, which I guess it kind of was. Like nobody was stopped. Ezekiel's dead, but why did Ezekiel end up being the bad guy? If anything, it was just kind of like one of those things that like we had a really good villain, and then hey, by the way, the roach is the villain instead. But
roaches are always the villain.
I mean, they hover. So, but ultimately, it was a good season. I'm really looking forward to the next season and just seeing what the other craziness comes out. I hope we get to see more of Flex.
Down boy.
I just want him to be part of the team all the time, and yeah.
And Flex.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, that's it.
All right.
Last week you mentioned that you liked Uncharted. By the way, spoilers, guys, for Uncharted. And this coming from the guy who hated Encanto.
Encanto was a terrible ass movie.
Still hates it.
And
which, no, you're wrong.
So here's the thing. Megan asked me, "Is it good?" And I did not answer that question.
But I liked it.
I said I enjoyed it.
Is that what you said?
That was what I
feel like you said I
well,
liked it.
Maybe I said I liked it.
Yeah.
And I understand it wasn't a good movie.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
So
I was gonna go off.
no, so I'm not saying it's a good movie, like by any stretch of the. If somebody said, "Oh, should I watch it?" I'd be like, maybe not.
Just wait.
Yeah,
We can start with that for sure because this movie was not a good movie, Jose. This movie.
when it comes to video game movies, though, can you name a better one?
No, but
Maybe the first Mortal Kombat. And again, not a good movie.
I don't. I really don't. They just need to stop. It needs to this could have been the next Indiana Jones. This could have been like the next even like a National Treasure type of movie. It could have really been something good, and it wasn't.
I think.
Oh, that's what you think.
I think Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg were terribly miscast in this.
Yes,
I don't like the casting of them, and I love Tom Holland, and I
Yes.
have Mark Wahlberg feelings, but that's
Yeah,
another story.
I have to really agree with you. I mean, I feel like Tom Holland was okay considering, but to be honest, through most of it, I was like, why is he Spider-Man? Like he's just Spider-Man the whole time, And so again, maybe that's an issue with him as because you've
typecasted
I've
him?
typecasted him, yeah, and I'm sad to say that, but no, he's actually a really great actor because I've seen him in
Cherry.
Cherry.
We've been
Cherry
through
was an amazing movie, and he was great in it, and I loved the way that he delivered that movie. It was great. He was not Spider-Man at all in that movie,
Mm-hmm.
In this one, that was Spider-Man. Like the action sequences, he was like Spider-Man, Well, let's get into it.
All right, you have notes. I do not.
Okay. Well, I just was making notes through the whole movie. But I kind of gave up at a certain point though too. We had the whole story of him and his brother, like in the beginning.
Yeah.
And I honestly thought that he was Sully. Like I thought Sully was his brother, but then I was like, oh, okay, no, it turns out Sully wasn't his brother, But I think it's just because I don't remember the game. It's been a long time since I played the game.
Okay.
Yeah,
So in the games, his brother isn't even mentioned until the fourth movie.
into the fourth game.
The fourth game, yeah.
Okay.
So the latest game is the one that the other drops the hey, he has a brother, by the way, that
Okay.
we've never talked about ever before.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't a bad idea for them to include it this time in the movie since it is technically canon.
Yeah,
And this isn't something that they'd have to go back later and try to fix.
yeah.
That's all I got.
Yeah, I mean, and there's really not much to say about the whole like brother thing either, too, because this is one thing. Okay, so let's talk about the brothers storyline, and I don't really want to take this scene by scene because it's gonna be hard to do that with the movie because it didn't work for me. So there was some confusion about the brother, like. Obviously, he was really connected to his brother in the beginning, right? He was a little kid. His brother was a bit older. That was his brother, and his brother was going to get taken away, but no. Instead, his brother escaped and vanished for whatever amount of time, right? Later on, he's, when Sully is recruiting him to do this with him, he mentions that his brother is not really important to him, right? Like he goes, look, I don't even know that guy anymore.
Yeah.
But then the reason he does it is because he wants to see his brother again. It's like he's giving like mixed emotions about it throughout the movie.
The answer he gives is really because he doesn't want to have anything to do with Sully. Because obviously he cares. Like he still has all the postcards. Like his brother's actively sending him postcards.
Yeah. But I thought he also said like, well, that's like you're showing me a picture of my brother. It's not, like I don't even really know that guy that well anymore. I haven't talked to him in however long it had been. So it just, to me, it didn't, like, the way he was driven by his brother later on in the movie.
Yeah.
Like, by wanting to see his brother was, like, not how initial, like, okay, if it had just been from the beginning, in my opinion, if he had just from the beginning been like, I really want to see my brother, you know, because he's been, and I haven't heard from him in a while, but he didn't give that emotion about it, you know. He just seemed like he didn't care.
I think that was more noticeable in his acting than his words, though, because his face definitely gave that
like he still
look,
cared.
like, oh shit, like he's talking about my brother.
Yeah.
And even like, yeah, his words said one thing, but his face said another.
Yeah. Okay.
But no, I get what you're saying, though.
Yeah.
So there was some terrible parts in this movie.
Yeah.
And a lot of it with them. So one thing that I didn't understand was how Chloe, I think she's introduced in the second game.
I think I remember her from the second game.
Yeah, I don't think she's in the first game.
Because I think that's the first one I played. It was part 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think she's in the second. I mean, she's in the first game. I think the first game is just Elena.
Okay.
But Chloe manages to take the cross from him without ever being near him.
Yeah.
And same thing with Sully, though.
Yeah.
When he puts a card in his pocket, like,
Yeah.
he doesn't go near him.
Well, he steals his wallet and
he steals his wallet. He steals the necklace,
Yeah.
the bracelet.
Oh, the bracelet, yeah.
Yeah, he steals the bracelet and like replaces it with his card.
Yeah.
But he doesn't go near him.
Mm-hmm.
And it happens again with Chloe, where she takes the cross out of his zipped up backpack.
Yeah.
Without ever going near him.
Yeah. It's not as like in other movies you've seen that they kind of have that sleight of the hand or type of situation. It's like they don't they didn't really give a correct moment. Like, he did it pretty well. Yeah. Like when he bumped into the security guard and stole his keys or whatever it was.
Or when he took the girl's
bracelet. It was great, yeah, but for them it didn't make sense.
Yeah, because they didn't go near him.
Yeah,
like that was the thing. Like it was, they were never in proximity.
Yeah. Oh, check your bag. You know, like
check your bag, and he's just like, I've had my back to her the whole time.
Yeah, yeah, and I really have to agree with you what you said about Sully being miscasted.
Mark Wahlberg is just not a good actor. Mark Wahlberg is Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, and then they didn't even really make him look like what I remember Sully looking like.
I think there's a post-credit scene where he has a
mustache.
I didn't say
he did. He did have a mustache in the post-credit scene.
I didn't say.
So there's but doesn't Sully have like gray hair?
Yeah, Sully's older.
Oh.
I think in the first game when he first meets Nathan, because he meets him as kind of like a teenager.
Oh, okay.
So he is younger.
Okay.
But he still has a mustache.
Yeah.
And even I guess Tom Holland's like 24.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, because in the second game, he's a lot older.
Yeah.
Well, even in the first game, he's a lot older.
Yeah.
But when he first meets him, Nathan is just he's a teenager.
Yeah.
So his like design is different and everything.
Yeah.
And then I think it's flashbacks that you see him in.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's an older guy.
Yeah, he's an older guy, and yeah, obviously Mark Wahlberg is older than Tom Holland. Like, it's obvious, right?
Mark Wahlberg was supposed to be Nathan Drake originally. But this movie's been in limbo so long that he aged out.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just couldn't picture him. I couldn't, like, you're right. I couldn't picture them as, like, the respective characters. Especially Mark,
the casting was terrible.
It didn't make sense. Oh my God, I can't remember the guy's name.
And it actually did really well in box office. I think it cost like 120 million. Domestically, it made 50 million in its opening week, and worldwide, it already made up its budget.
Yeah, wow. I mean, maybe people were expecting. Well, it's Tom Holland.
Yeah,
that's true. Draw a crowd.
Spider-Man.
I think it's. I mean, obviously there was a reason he was casted in the role. Antonio Banderas. Yes. Is that who? Okay, so this was another issue. So this was another issue that I had with that storyline, even, right? So we had Antonio Banderas, who was having some type of drama with his dad. I guess his dad wasn't accepting of him just trying to do his own thing. I think he was trying to collect artifacts to be able to find that treasure that Sully was looking for, that Nathan were looking for, right?
No, so the drama with his dad is his dad wants to give away all the money. he's basically like, like finding out where all this money came from. I'm just gonna give it all away.
Okay, I stopped paying attention.
And he's cutting out Antonio Banderas' character.
Yes.
And he's like, go do something with yourself. Like, go make something of yourself. Like, do it by your own hand.
And his dad doesn't believe in him at all, like at that point, which is what he says too. You know, Antonio Banderas. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's like, if you just give me the money, I could go find. Whose ships are they looking for?
Magellan's. Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, I can go find Magellan's ships.
Yeah.
And he's like, nah.
Yeah.
Nah, bro.
Yeah, I mean, so he wanted to get money to go find more money. And it was like, then you had the whole Braddock situation too, her, which I thought she was an interesting character, as the muscle for sure, you know? And I'm just going to go straight to what happened with Antonio Banderas and her. So Braddock at one point kills his dad for him, right? Because she was hired, by Antonio Banderas' character, what was his name? Diego or Santiago? What was his name? I don't remember his name either, but it was some guy. Anyway, he hired her to help him find the treasure, right? Yeah. And so this was the whole Sully and Nathan Drake and her were kind of like at certain points like crossing paths to be able to buy that first cross, right? Yeah. Later on, she kills Antonio Banderas' dad for him, right? Much later on in the movie, right, she ends up straight up just slicing his throat, Antonio Banderas' throat. And I did not get why, I did not understand why, because he hired her to do this, right? She was a treasure hunter herself at a point, just like Chloe was. But it was like, it was like it didn't make sense that they then try to put her in the position of a villain. Like if you had put her just straight up as the only villain or the main villain, from the beginning, that would have been perfect. Because she had the muscle, she was able to do shit her own, on herself.
She was
by herself, huh?
She was a Fennec.
Yeah, there you go.
She didn't need Boba Fett.
She didn't. What was the point of Antonio Banderas' character? Like it was like just sponsorship.
Yeah, I mean, maybe just a big name draw.
Yeah, I mean, well, aside from the movie, I'm saying like in the actual movie, like
there is no point of
there was no point of that character, because she ends up just slicing his throat and he died, and then that's it. Like we don't ever hear of that family line ever again. Yeah. It was killed, and I did think she was a pretty interesting character. Like at least she fought Sully at a certain point. That was crazy. She was fighting these guys, at when they were trying to buy the original cross. She was the one that she was the villain the whole time, but it didn't make sense the way they tried to place her as like the muscle, but then no, she's the villain.
Yeah.
It was really kind of messy in that situation.
No, I get it.
Yeah. Chloe's character, same thing. You know what and by the way, this movie reminds me of Resident Evil, the recent one that we watched.
I was thinking Rick and Morty.
Why?
The episode where they're all doing bank heist. You son of a bitch, I'm in. And the double cross. But I knew you were going to do this, so I did that. But I knew you were going to know that I did this.
Yeah. And Resident Evil. Because it was like the wrong cast.
Yeah.
It could have been better, maybe a better movie if the right cast had been in. Although I don't feel like Chloe was the problem.
I don't think she was a terrible cast.
She was a good casting for the character. I do feel like what they did with her though was just kind of like weird too, So Chloe was a lot of the time was with Nathan, like they were developing something.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was kind of up in the air as well. But she ends up betraying him too, and it was just kind of like, well, she betrayed him and he gave her like the wrong coordinates to where the ultimate treasure was. There could have, I didn't even feel like the puzzle of the story.
Oh yeah, the puzzles were just ridiculous.
Terrible. They were so bad. I mean, so what did you think?
So I thought, so the scene where they finally find, this hidden tomb. Mm-hmm. There's a grate that leads like right up to the main street, where they're talking to Sully through it.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the other key is like in a pizza shop.
Yeah, the keyhole, right? Yeah. It's in a pizza.
It's like a pizzeria.
Yeah,
It wasn't well done.
it wasn't well done, and
I totally understand why you didn't like it.
yeah, there was no like, and then also if you think about that specific puzzle, right, where one is in the heaven and the other one is in hell, right?
Yeah.
One is underground, one is not underground. So,
Very well said.
because it's not in the fucking air. It's not in the sky. It was like in a pizzeria, like you said. So one was underground. So the whole situation with that puzzle, right? It's like, okay, that puzzle doesn't already work right there, because if the treasure was in there, right, only one of them would get it because of the way that they had to split up and go in different directions to unlock the door.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I felt like it just started kind of falling apart. Like if it was implied that the treasure was going to be there, right?
Yeah.
Like somebody would have ran off with the treasure in that,
Or
point,
even the
so-
map at that point.
Yeah, and then
Which is what happens.
Yeah, exactly. Which is what happened. Chloe knocks him out straight up, just bot. And he's on the floor, passed out. He wakes up like, so what happened to my brother? Bitch, you just got knocked out. What the fuck? It was cheesy. And somehow Sully gets down there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's true.
You know, it
He
kind of
probably just moved the grate.
it took him. How long did it take him though? That whole time he was screaming through the fucking thing, just open it, then,
Yep.
you know. And the way they figured out to put the keys together to put the two keys together to then form a.
Bigger key?
It was something else. What did they call it?
Ladder?
A ladder. No. And then okay. Much later in the movie, when they have the two keys and the map, right? I guess they figured out that his brother Sam had sent him a message about how to use the map, how to use the two keys on the
Yes.
map, and like the way they position the two keys, and I was like, wait, like why did you come to that conclusion? Like to have them touch at that
Touch
point.
tips.
What about the other? Like, what if it would have been towards the bottom? You know, what if they would have touched at the bottom as opposed to at the top? You know, this movie really fell apart. It really fell apart through a lot of it. It was cheesy. Even the action scene that we got in the beginning that we ended up getting later on.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that. I didn't like the placement of that scene.
Yeah, it was so right. This is at this point in the movie is where I started laughing, and not because it was supposed to be funny, but because, and I think people were like looking at me like why is this guy cracking? It got so Fast and the Furious for me. Because
With the flying ships?
well, first the car, right? When Chloe gets into the red car,
okay, yeah.
right, and somehow I don't even remember what happened to Nate. He's like flying, and somehow she's falling with the car. She opens the door and she saves him or some shit like that. And they're just having a conversation
In a flying car?
in a falling car, and they're just like talking like through. I'm like, wait, this doesn't make any sense right now. What is going on, right? It really, and then they
Terminal velocity, Jaime.
they end up in the middle of an ocean on a crate, and then end up in a resort.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're in the middle of the ocean, and he's just like, "What are we gonna do?" And then she's like, "Oh, look over there." That's it.
And it's a resort.
That's all it was.
And mind you, when they walk onto land after they're so. But who was that guy?
That was Nolan North. He's the voice of Nathan Drake.
Oh, okay. I'm like, I know he's important. I just don't know who he is.
Yeah, he's Nolan North.
Okay. So they weren't even the crate wasn't even near them at that point either. So
Because they swam.
okay, is swam a word?
Yeah. What, they swimmed?
I don't know. That sounds funnier.
They swimmed?
So
Wait, what word would you use for that?
I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. Okay.
They swim in the past.
So this is where Chloe, excuse me, Chloe ultimately,
You okay?
no, this is where Chloe really does the ultimate betrayal. She takes away the coordinates to the treasure,
Yes.
but the fake coordinates that he knew all along she was going to take.
Yep.
That was fun. They end up so she goes off, and then we don't really see.
Yeah, we don't see her.
So there was no
till the end of the
point.
movie.
There was no point of her though. She just thinks she's on her way to find treasure. Whereas Sully and Nate, Nathan ends up finding the ships because he figured out.
But then
the
Sully
key.
Braddock sees her just randomly.
Yeah, randomly, even though she was going somewhere. Where the hell was she even going that she ended up there?
They were around that area.
Okay. Yeah, because they fell off the plane too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so she sees him in the jungles, and then she sees him going through the ocean, and he ends up finding Magellan's ship, which then also Sully ends up finding Magellan. Because he had vanished too, like he was gone, and you hadn't seen him in a while. I thought he was. I mean, I don't know what I thought. I knew he wasn't dead, but he was just like gone. He follows Nate, and they find the treasure.
No, he does a GPS.
Oh yeah. Well, he follows him with the GPS.
Yeah.
And he ends up finding. By the way, that GPS is amazing. It's powerful.
Not just that, that phone, that water resistance on that
Yeah.
phone, because he swam under the ocean to get there.
Exactly. Like
Well, not under the ocean, but
yeah, it worked
He
everywhere.
swam.
That's some amazing service, by the way. Like that's whoever it is. We need to switch to that carrier. But it tracked them to Magellan's ship, who in some remote. Well, I guess not that remote. It was a resort anyway.
Yeah.
Underneath some rocks.
And
Sully wasn't even wet. I think about it.
He wasn't. I don't know how the hell he got in there.
Oh my god, this movie was so bad. This movie was so bad.
I get it.
Yeah. So Braddock finds them because she's like the ultimate bad girl now. She followed him underwater, and somehow on boats they carried it underwater too. Because he had to swim to get there, right?
Yeah.
Nate had to swim. And then this is when it gets even more Fast and the Furious, is they helicopter out Magellan's boats, which how did these boats survive? Like
they would have just
fell apart.
That wood is
Yeah, it was very sensitive wood. Yes. It should have just fallen apart, but no, they didn't. They carried out 2 ships on special helicopters, and they were gonna escape with them, but Sully and Nate were there to stop them.
Can you see like how high? Can you imagine how high they were in the writers' room?
Fuck.
Like, and then airship battle, like two planes? No. Airships.
Yeah.
Like wait, what do you mean 2 airships?
Yeah.
Like 2 boats in the air.
Being carried by helicopters. They were crashing into, and mind you, not
Yes.
falling apart. Crashing
Those
into
things were
each other.
sturdy.
They were meant to last forever. Apparently, these are crazy things. Nothing was falling. There was people. This is where he became Spider-Man in the movie and hitting flips and fucking. What he was like on ropes and shit like that.
This is also where he gets his holsters.
Yeah. Best moment of the movie. Oh, he has holsters now. He's Nathan Drake. There you go. It was so cheesy. It was such a cheesy scene. Even when and I feel like I'm just like bashing this movie because I am.
Yeah. Maybe that's why. Maybe you feel that way because that's what's happening.
It's real, and it was just like the clashing of everything.
So you really didn't like how the ships were just crashing into each other and he was just jumping from one ship to the other?
I was laughing.
And then,
Laughing not because it was funny,
like
because it was
cannon,
terrible.
that cannon's still working.
Oh my god, yes. And Braddock getting crushed by the ship ultimately in the end. This movie, I was really falling asleep at certain points too. Which again, it wasn't even like entertaining in a sense. It wasn't even cheesy to the point where it was like entertaining. It's just like, I'm tired. I gotta just not. It was ridiculous. It was crazy. To me, again, it could have been like the next Indiana Jones. It could have been, and I think about the video game. The video game, I feel like it is kind of ridiculous when it needs to be. But I feel like this one was
in the video game. There's like zombies at some point.
Like later, I think though, like in probably like 3 or 4.
Now in 4, I feel like 4 is the most realistic one.
Oh, really?
Because like first one has like zombies in El Dorado, and the second one has like these other hulking white monsters. Well, not monsters, but they're like ancient warriors.
Are they like gorillas almost? Oh, they look like gorillas?
Maybe. I don't remember really well.
Well, I mean, that probably would have been better.
I would have been down for that.
I mean, at least it would have been a little bit more sci-fi-ish than like trying to be kind of realistic. Again, like it didn't do what I expected it to do. I wanted that like treasure finding like type of movie, you know, and I was really looking forward to that type of movie. And I feel like this could have been that, like with you know, Nathan Drake, and it really failed, you know, for me. Like it didn't do it. I was really coming to fight you today about this movie.
I never said it was good.
Like,
I liked it.
How dare you say that you hated Encanto, but
because Encanto
you
was
like
bad.
this movie.
But see, I can admit that I like bad movies.
I don't think Encanto's bad though.
Yeah, but you're wrong.
Liked it. Not according to the Golden Globes or whatever.
Oh yeah, because it had two other movies. Name another animated movie that movie had to go up against.
I don't remember those.
Exactly. Because there was no one else to fight.
Yeah,
like they won by default.
Are you sure?
Just like Sonic was like best movie in 2020.
Oh my god, best video game movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a cat at the end, Mr. Whiskers. Oh, you didn't see the post-credit scene. So in the post-credit scene, there's some other guy who I thought was Sam, but apparently it's not Sam. It's not his brother. It's like a villain.
Oh wait, I saw the part in the jail.
Oh well, that was Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they cut to like there's a post-credit scene where it's his brother. Actually, he's writing letters to Nate still from the boat or from being in jail. But then there's another post-credit scene where it's Nate. And there's some guy that you might know. I don't really know. He had a patch on his eye. And I thought it was Sam because he kind of has a similar facial hair to when they showed him in a picture. But he just had an eye patch. So I thought it was the same guy. But it wasn't. At one point, Nate gives him his necklace. He takes his necklace back from that because Sully shows up. And Sully's just carrying the cat in the backpack the whole time because he's like loves the cat now. So... but this movie was bad, and that thankfully it's over. And yeah. Right. What were your overall feelings about this movie? I said a lot about this movie for 20 minutes. Sorry.
Yes, you did. That was impressive. I don't know you can go that long.
Longer.
Like, I didn't even see you take a breath at any point in time.
I'm good.
I liked this movie. I'm not saying it's good.
Okay,
by any stretch of the imagination, am I not saying it's good?
What did you like about it?
You know what? I couldn't tell you. I have no idea. I did enjoy it. I understand why you did it. All of those are fair points. Oh. I thought like I said, I thought the casting was terrible.
Yeah.
And I love TomHolland. I have MarkWahlberg feelings. We've been through that.
Yeah. Well, Chloe and Braddock were pretty fine. Like they weren't bad to me.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. But I just feel like what they did with the characters was kind of like pointless to both of them, you know?
And definitely. This movie, it had so much potential, especially because the games are very cinematic.
Yeah.
So it was very easy for them to pull like a direct story from the game instead of this mix and matching and pick and choosing like, let's take this from this game, that from that game. But that's probably why I liked it because there were so many scenes that did kind of make me go, oh, I remember that from the game.
Fan service.
Or so that's probably why I enjoyed it a little more.
Okay.
But I totally get why you didn't.
Okay.
And I wouldn't, if somebody said, oh, should I go watch it? I'd be like, maybe not.
Yeah, you should have told me that. Thank you. You know how much money I spent on this movie? But no. Well, I'm happy you liked it. I did not. But yeah, that's it about it.
All right. So why don't you finish us off with some Pokemon?
Some Pokemon. Yes, the grand finale, guys. As always, this is JaimesPokedex. Thank you. So this...
wait.
What happened? Thank you. Now it seems more appropriate. I didn't even know you had that. I should have just told you to play that, and then I would have said the thank yous. So I'm in this one. I'm still sticking to Pokemon Legends Arceus, which in The first one was the first noble or the first ride Pokemon that you get, which was Weirdeer. Which, by the way, his name is Weirdeer. It's not Windeer. I was saying Windeer and I realized that when I posted it on Instagram. I'm like, why can't I find Windeer anywhere? What's going on here?
Wow.
Yeah, so I correct my mistake. I apologize. It's actually a Weirdeer or Wiredeer. Weirdeer. I think it's Weirdeer. I think.
How is it spelled?
WYRDEER.
That sounds like wire.
Wiredeer?
I mean, you're the Pokemon guy.
I know, but I don't think
but it's never spoken?
Now I got to look it up for sure because I feel like nobody's ever said it on it because he's a new Pokemon on top of that. Now you got me thinking. I should have just Googled it. So while Jose Googles that, I'm going to start talking about this week's Pokemon, which was one of the first nobles that we fought in the game. It was the first noble that we fought in the game. It's Kleavor. But first, before Kleavor, we're going to talk about its pre-evolution, which is Scyther. Do you know Scyther?
I do know Scyther.
Cool. So Scyther is the Mantis Pokemon, and he has the typing of Bug and Flying. And yeah, he's from the original generation of Pokemon. He's probably one of the most popular Pokemon that we've seen. Very ninja-like. Here's a picture just to remind you of what he looks like.
I do know that
Scyther. One. Cool. Ooh. And in this game, he got a new evolution, which was Kleavor. Originally, he does evolve into what's called Scizor in Generation 2, but they changed it for Pokemon Legends Arceus. So I'm just going to focus on Kleavor. It's supposed to take place in an ancient time. So, like, he evolves into Scizor with a metal coat. But in this one, it's almost like that metal coat doesn't exist yet. So he evolves in a different way.
Okay. It is Weirdeer.
Weirdeer. Okay, cool. So Scyther's first, one of the first entry, the first entry I chose, excuse me, is from Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, where it says Scyther is blindingly fast. Its blazing speed enhances the effectiveness of the twin scythes on its forearms. The Pokemon's scythes are so effective, they can slice through thick logs in one wicked stroke.
Ow.
There goes your boner. In Pokemon Sun, it confuses its prey and its quick ninja-like movements. Wait, excuse me. Let me start over. What I meant to say is it confuses its prey with its quick ninja-like movements. Then, in an instant, it cleaves them with its scythes. It's giant arm things. Okay, are you sure? In Pokemon,
I know what a scythe is.
Do you though? In Pokemon Moon, while young, they live together deep in the mountains, training themselves in how to fight with their scythes and move at high speeds. And then, lastly, in Pokemon Legends Arceus, the large, wickedly sharp scythes on its forearms are truly fearsome weapons. Prey's attempts to flee are unfailingly thwarted by this Pokemon's nimble motions. That was a tongue twister right there. What are you searching for?
No, nothing.
You're making me anxious. All right, so like I said, he evolves into Kleavor, which was one of the first noble Pokemon that we have to what do you call it? They're frenzied, so we got to calm them down. So he becomes Kleavor. The way he's called the Ace Pokemon. And his typing is Bug Rock instead of Bug Flying now. And then instead of being Scizor, which is Bug Steel. So he evolves by using an evolution item called the Black Augurite, which is it actually gives me a description. A glassy black stone that produces a sharp cutting edge when split. It's loved by a certain Pokemon. So the reason they kind of allude to it that way is because it's like an evolution item. Mm-hmm. So you give it to Scyther, and then he evolves into Kleavor because of that.
Kind of like the rocks, right? Like the stones, the evolution stones.
Yeah. So yeah, like the water stone, the fire stone. Yeah. So similar to that, but this is just like
I know stuff.
Look at you. This is like it's like a piece of rock that's found in the Hisui region. It talks about
it's a rock stone.
Yeah. Yeah. It's literally that.
All right.
That's why probably they gave it a fancy name though, so it didn't sound silly. All right, so
you tear down what I love, I'll tear down what you love.
Okay, but at least Pokemon is good. Even though you never play Pokemon, so you wouldn't have an opinion. Anyway, have you played Pokemon?
I did.
Played
Remember
which
we
one?
went through this.
Which one?
I just used one Pokemon and
Oh yeah, you get to level 100 or something, right?
yeah, and then I beat everybody. It's very easy.
Terrible.
You should try it.
So we do only have one Pokedex entry for him, but they also give like a description of him as well. And the only reason I included this is because, again, it's like we only have one entry.
Okay.
Because he's a brand new Pokemon. But it says special minerals found in Hisui region cause Scyther to evolve into this Pokemon. Parts of its body have hardened into stone. And then the Legends Arceus entry, it says a violent creature that fells towering trees with its crude axes and shields itself with hard stone. If one should chance upon this Pokemon in the wilds, one's only resource is to flee. But that's it. Scyther and Kleavor. And Kleavor is really cool looking. I need to show you a picture. Let me just show you real quick. I really like the way they designed him because he almost looks like just an ancient, like Japanese style warrior almost. Trying to zoom in on this picture. But he's just really cool looking. Like he's made out of like rocks.
Oh, that is pretty cool.
Yeah, so Scizor that's the previous evolution, which was made out of steel, and then Kleavor. I just thought he was really cool. So the way that they've kind of introduced some of these Pokemon in the game, it's like they have like these ancient versions of them that this was the only way that they had to evolve. And it looks like an evolution of Scyther, and it's really well designed. You know, it looks like rocks and like the bug that he's supposed to look like. And it was really cool battling him for the first time too. Like the battles are different in this. Like you're not technically battling him with Pokemon. You're trying to calm him down because he was struck by like a special lightning that makes him frenzied.
Okay.
So they give you bombs. So
that'll calm people.
They're like little pouches of stuff, and you just throw it at him, like while he's trying to attack you as a person. So you're not even battling. And then there's a point where he kind of like faints and he's like knocked down, and then
you're throwing rocks at his head.
No, not rocks, bombs.
Oh, that's better.
So you calm him down, then you battle him, knock him out, then you calm him down some more, and he calms down and he's no longer frenzies. So, but that was Kleavor, guys, and Scyther for you.
All right.
I hope you enjoyed that, Jose.
Very much so. Yes.
Yes. So.
All right.
Is that it? No, I'm just kidding. What do we have in store? Do we know like what's coming up?
I have no idea.
I don't think there's anything right now.
Well, luckily we have more Doom Patrol.
Yes, so we're gonna continue Doom Patrol season 2. We can jump. Should we jump back on Doctor Who? I guess
we could do that.
All right, so Doom Patrol and Doctor Who for the next episode. I know there's a movie coming out soon.
Batman comes out next Thursday.
Oh yeah, so I don't know if I'm gonna be ready for that.
Well, we might have. Yeah.
So we might have to do Batman on the following show.
Yes.
Right. Because it comes out. Well, they said the 2nd. You can watch it on the 2nd, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to watch it on the 2nd. That's my Monday week.
I'm gonna watch it. I have my ticket already.
I'm sorry. I'm not looking forward to it, to be honest.
I've heard.
Yeah, I posted. I bought that pizza thing, and I told the guy he was really nice, and he gave me a Batman thing. Oh, you can kind of see it up there. I'll post a picture of it because I just told him, hey, thanks. Like, I think you're really cool. Like, you're really nice. Can I take a survey for you or something like that? You know, because I think, I think that when people give you great customer service, you should acknowledge them too, as you know, as opposed to just when they're dicks,
no, you're right.
You know, he was like, oh no, like I don't really have a way to give you a survey, and I thought he was gonna pull out like a receipt and just have me do that because he grabbed something, and I was like, oh, and then he gave me like a little flyer. I thought it was pretty cool. Yeah, he was a really nice guy. Might do a Yelp review or something.
All right.
That was my Little Caesar story right there. Little Caesars would have bought. They have that Batman calzone, and it's a pizza, and it has like calzone parts on the end.
Yeah.
And I told you earlier, it's kind of weird tasting on the end, but it was a good pizza. I like their pizza.
All
FY.
Right. I've heard.
All right. Like, I'm sleepy, Jaime. Stop telling me about pizza. Yeah.
No. Keep going.
No, that's it. That's
how did they make the pizza?
It was in the shape of a Batman, actually. Or
did they put it in an oven, or you know if they microwaved it at all?
Yeah, you know, they even added mushrooms to like part of mine, and I hate mushrooms.
Why do you hate mushrooms?
They're so weird.
Who hurt you, Jaime?
Mushrooms. Not in a good way. But yeah, you asked me.
No, I'm wondering what the mushroom shaped thing did to you.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Mushrooms are gross. I don't get why people like them. Yeah. I can go on about mushrooms. But
You want to do another 20 minutes on mushrooms?
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay, Jose. Thank you, though. I appreciate your concern.
Yeah. From what I've heard, but from early screenings of the Batman movie, is that it's a 3-hour detective movie.
It's 3 hours long.
So yeah, it's like 2 hours and 47 minutes.
I really don't know. I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I'm gonna live through it.
I believe in you.
Fuck.
Let's go watch Uncharted again.
That's how wrong you are. Yeah, I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna see it. I have low expectations, so I'm hoping for the worst. But if I get anything better than the worst, then okay, cool, party, you know. But we'll see, Jose. If this movie's amazing, then maybe we're onto something, because they need something amazing aside from Peacemaker.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
All right, so you got anything else to add?
No, I'm good.
No more mushrooms?
No more mushrooms. Or Batmans.
All right, well, that's our show. Join us next week.
Bye.
Have a week.